This is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmvdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmvdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari talks about the benefits of a financial advisor.
Not only the technicals and the fundamentals and the valuation, but you have to look at the macro picture. And that requires a lot of work where you're looking at the sectors and industries within the sectors. And then you find the stocks within the sectors that are doing better. And then you have to do the work on those individual stocks. And you sort of go through tons of sand before you find those nuggets of gold. And the discipline to do that continuously, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, that is the hard part. People become traders, but they have a job, they've got a family, they get distracted, and then you look at it 3 weeks later and it's all history. Like your personal trainer who keeps your health on check, this is why you need a financial advisor to keep your emotions in check.
If you need help keeping your investments on track, call pound 250 and say talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K242 Round Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. And, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Ralph from Harmon Solar already on the text line. Wants to say some stuff about Cardinals and Seahawks and all that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would expect him to.
Shame I'm not going to read it. Anyway, no, I'll read it in a minute. Here's the thing. I'm trying to figure out how the hell to start the show. Let me explain. Usually Mondays are a super fast show where we're talking about every single game that happened, commiserating about our horrible teams and that sort of thing. And then, boom, all of a sudden, there you go. It's time for Monday Night Football. Well, after the time change, yes, Arizona stays put, but everything else moves around us. So now the NFL games are on at 5:30 and not 6, and not 4:30. So, but today we're on until 6 because the Monday Night Football is on Money Radio because GCU is on here, the Fanatic. So was that confusing, or did everybody follow that?
No, listen, it's Krista, it's clear as mud, Jeffco. Good job.
All right.
We're following you.
So basically, we're on until 6 p.m. today. And so I'm not really sure where to start because, as you know, I had some news today as far as my Indianapolis Colts. But there's a lot of stuff that happened over the weekend that was good, bad, and ugly. So what do you guys want to start? Should we just talk about the stuff that happened in Phoenix over the weekend, some of the other sports stuff, and then get into the NFL? Or should we launch right into the misery that is our teams now?
I think most people would be wanting to talk football right off because we are Arizona's football station here on the Flamethrowers. So you might as well just get it over with. here
I don't
on
think we've been
Arizona's
called that since the
football
cult
station.
was with that weird cult was there. The button your shirts all the way to the top. Cult.
Arizona's
Yeah.
football entity. Yeah, the mega
Arizona's
football complex. CRC
football,
broadcast.
gambling, sewing.
Your gambling football entity, the mega complex. Yeah.
So you think we should just talk about football first and not all the other stuff that happened?
Well, I mean,
is it because Joey Logano won the race? You don't want to talk about the race? Is that why?
Who?
Yeah. See, it was a great weekend for the Phoenix Raceway, and it was a very successful event out there. But the last person Randy White would have ever wanted to see win, the NASCAR Cup title, Joey Logano.
I don't know why you keep saying that.
Because you keep saying that. You
did mention
never
considerably
said a
on
crossword
Friday
about Joey Logano in my life.
Really? So now you're going to be like Ralph, who says he doesn't bandwagon every semi-successful team.
Listen, congratulations to Joey Logano. I'm nothing if not classy and a gentleman. Congratulations to Joey Logano and Roger Penske and the Penske Racing 22 Ford, capturing the championship. 4 wins this season, the most since 2015. His second championship, and basically just dominated yesterday. Went out there, did what he had to do to win the race. I think it was a good season for Ross Chastain, his first time in the Final Four.
Well, until he met Chase Elliott.
Well, but he didn't get the worst of Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott got the worst of him, and Chase Elliott ended up 28th. And then, of course, what can I say? It was a good season. Congratulations, Joey Logano. I'll be eating a lot of crow today on the radio program. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I guess there's a pile of crow for all of us, really.
Well, I don't know about all of us, but
Donnie's on there. But for some reason, I can't read Donnie's text because they just get translated into Chinese, and I can't read Chinese. So I don't know what's happened with your phone, Donnie, but I'm sure it's something about the Vikings. But since it's all in Chinese characters, you might want to ask your cell phone provider to help you out with that.
Yeah,
I think that's something. It's not the fact that I don't want to read it at all.
Not at all.
0%. ASU lost over the weekend. We don't want to talk about that. I mean, it was 50-36. I don't know how to take this. The game was over after the first quarter, basically.
Yeah, I mean, did nobody see this coming? I mean, UCLA, better team, better coach team, better recruited team.
I thought there might be some more fight out of the Sun Devils than what I saw.
Well, they came back in the second half and put up 26 points.
It was such a slow start. But yeah, I mean,
well, that's the thing with ASU. It's been a slow start all year long.
But I do respect them for actually showing up in the second half. It just, just when you play a team like UCLA, that's a game you got to get up for and be ready to go from the word go if you want to even think about pulling off an upset. So that's a little disappointing, but that's not.
Jeffrey, I have a question.
It's UCLA.
Well, hold on. So what does this mean to the Iguana? Does this mean like, okay, well, now he's still at 25% chance of getting the job, or is he still looking good?
I think he's still looking good. It's an important stretch to end the season because they've got 3 games, and if they win the 3 games, they'll be bowl eligible.
You can say this a different way. They lost by 2 touchdowns, so you could say, "Oh, it wasn't a blowout." Well, I guess because more than 2 touchdowns is a blowout.
Yeah, and again, like there's some pride there. Those players have some pride, which we didn't see when Herm was the coach. And Iguano has some pride. Came out to the media, said, "Look, this is on me." Didn't have those guys ready to go, and apologized for it, which again would not have happened with Herm as the guy in charge. So there are positive differences here, but this stretch of 3 games, including obviously beating Arizona to end the season, makes you bowl eligible. That's a very strong case you can make for yourself right there.
So what was your question, Randy?
I forgot now, but Sean Iguano, he's never had any major college football experience before, right? He's a high school coach, right? So I give him credit. The guy is trying out there. He's going out there. He's doing the best he can to step up. He bleeds maroon and gold. I believe that with my whole heart. The way the guy talks, the way he goes about his business. I hope nothing but the best for him, but I don't think he's going to be the final result. I have a feeling
you're probably right.
They're going to bring somebody else in, and it's too bad because I like Coach Iguano. I think he would be good for the program here.
Well, hopefully they don't just chuck him out the door. I mean, maybe it's something he can still grow into as he
Yeah,
goes.
Well, I mean, if they would have come out and at least performed better against UCLA, made it a game, shown up in the first half, ready to play, kind of, coming out there with their hair on fire. Of course, you wouldn't see it because they have those. They got all those nifty different helmets and stuff. Because that seems to be more important than playing the damn game. What uniform are we wearing this week?
You know what I think?
Going out there.
I think you got to remember something. There's always a chance. He's a college football coach right now. He's just kind of interim, and then later on, after a little more time and development, he come back again. Because look, if Josh McDaniel can come out of the Patriots and just win and they're 2-5 still. Okay, never mind. Bad example. If Cliff Kingsbury can come out of college
not a good idea.
Well, it's nice knowing you, Sean Iguano. Anyway, so there you go. ASU. Did U of A win or lose this weekend? I don't know. I didn't
pay attention either. Hold on, let me pull that up for you.
I'll feel better if they lost. I don't even care who they played. I don't care if they were playing USC or Apollo Hair College. No, I just don't care.
I believe USC played somebody else. It wasn't.
Arizona played Utah and just got stomped to death. So
yes,
45-20.
All right, I feel better. We were only down by 14, so suck on that, pussycat. All right. So another thing that happened, we should probably talk about is the Phoenix Suns. Good news, bad news kind of thing. They lost on the Saturday, and then they won on Sunday. But then if you look at it, 3 games against the Trailblazers, they've lost 2. They've only won 1. So that's kind of a good news, bad news thing. More importantly, losing Cam Johnson to an injury, his right knee. What was the final word on that? There was a lot of speculation about how much time he may lose, but that is you just made him a starter, so you got to feel bad for the kid. He plays. He does. You can't say he doesn't play hard.
Well, no, you can't say that he doesn't give his heart in every game, like you said, Jeffrey. And I think it's sad, but listen, this is a plus, a positive. Cam Johnson will get better. I don't think it was anything major. Real minor arthroscopic type of surgery.
So there was surgery involved, which means how many weeks till he
tore his
back?
meniscus, and there's still no timetable yet on the returns. So I think that they're gonna.
Is there an average for that injury for other athletes?
Well, it kind of, because it depends on how bad the tear is. So it could be month and a half to 3 months.
Geez.
Yeah, but if it's not that bad a tear where some rehab after this surgery, it could just be 4 weeks or something like that. So meniscus tears are a little tricky because it just depends on how much of a tear it was.
So seeing the Suns come back and just put the beat down on the Blazers on Sunday was nice. Monty Williams saying, we have a team full of sore losers. I like that. You're not supposed to be a happy winner. You're not supposed to get on jet skis and go on vacations with the enemy. You're supposed to go out there and, try to kick some ass. If you get your ass kicked, you come back mad, like, okay, we're going to really kick some ass now.
They shouldn't have lost Saturday either. So that really had to stick in their craw.
Yeah,
that last second
shot right there.
Listen, I understand that they're interpreting the rules differently these days. And so you see the step backs that you would never have seen in the past. Mm-hmm. But you do have to dribble first before you take all those steps.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take 3 of them without dribbling. Sorry.
But it was a close game, so I guess the way to have avoided that is to not be that close. So, I'm more upset about losing Cam Johnson than losing that game on Saturday. But still, Suns are 7-2. The only losses they have are to the Trailblazers, and I think that makes future games even more interesting. Right there. So
it's an interesting matchup for the Suns because the Blazers are kind of built very similarly.
Hey, Randy, you about done clipping your nails there? I just wanted to see if you're about done. Do you need an emery board or something? We need a little something there. Maybe a little.
Just go about your business.
Maybe a little bit of, little. I don't know what girls put on. What do they put on these days? Is it like an enamel? Is it? Do you need a little brush? Do you need a little? Can I get some of my wife's stuff for you? Maybe get a little bit of. Is it a little polish? Maybe just a little bit of polish.
Got a right inseam right here for you.
Ain't no big deal. Seen it. So the other thing that I guess we're not going to talk about the World Series because it did not go the way we wanted it to, so we no longer care. You've all heard about it ad nauseum, and we're just not talking about it. But Mattress Mac, though, holy crap! Can you now? He didn't put that $10 million down at the beginning of the World Series. He put it like at the beginning of the season, right? Because he put $10 million down to win $75 million. That doesn't seem like something that the kind of odds that you get, right at the beginning of the playoffs, even, does it? I mean,
No,
that's a long-term bet.
Yeah, I would believe this was probably a beginning of the season type of investment by him. So
yeah. So he got $75 million. He placed several different bets to get that. The biggest one was at Caesars. Payout there was $30 million, and Caesars said, "Yeah, that's the biggest check in sports betting history." And I'm sure, if I'm Caesars, I'm like, you realize we don't ever want you to come back here, right? We just don't show your face.
I don't know about that.
Right up until this championship.
Yeah, I don't know about that because he's lost quite a significant amount of money
and
too.
We're talking in a row.
But
Super
not
Bowls,
specifically Caesars. You see what I'm saying? He spreads it around, but Caesars got the biggest chunk at 30, and they're like, "Oh, that's good. That's congratulations, you son of a bitch." So yeah, that's pretty nice. I don't know how much this is going to go in his pocket or how much goes to the stores or whatnot. But yeah, so. We all thought he was crazy. Then we all thought he was shady. And I'll tell you what he is right now. $75 million winner. That's what he is. 888-368-1580. All right, let's get to the text line. There's tons of people with tons to say. I got to kind of sort through it here. Stockton Slaps says, happy Monday, everyone. How about Dicker the kicker, huh? Never shrinking in the big moments, always rising to the occasion. Just a hardened performer, as explosive as they come. That Dicker the kicker.
That's what we always said when he was at Texas.
Ooh.
And just
gotta love that Dicker the kicker, man. Let's see, Donnie. Okay, your text is there. I can't read it because now it's in like Dutch. Seriously, you need to see what you can do about that. Big Kev says, afternoon, gentlemen. I was at the championship weekend at Phoenix Raceway, had VIP passes in the garage and pits. For the second time in my life, I met and got a picture of my childhood hero, Jeff Gordon. And I got him to autograph a 2002 trading card of him that I had in my wallet.
How about that?
Wow, Big Kev.
Congratulations.
Did you pick him up and cradle him in your arms?
Yeah,
Did you? He's a little guy. I know.
He is very diminutive.
He's like a photocopy negative of Kyler Murray. Let's see. Heckler Jones says, I wish we followed daylight savings. Sorry, buddy. We're here for 3 hours. There's nothing you can do about it but change the station.
Yep.
Mr. Pringle says, with Kenneth Walker, IV, or is that the fourth, being from Michigan State, it appears that Radio Ron and Ralph have teamed up to dominate the NFC West.
I don't understand. It's Kenneth Walker the third, I think. I don't think it's the fourth.
Yeah, it's got the fourth on here.
Huh. Yeah, no,
or
that's
the ninth. No, that's a fourth. The V is a 5. So yeah, I got it right. Hamilton Porter says, can we talk about how the Lions beat the mother effing Packers?
How about that?
We're going to talk about all the mother effing games. Just give us a mother effing second, okay? Woos says, hi guys, happy Monday. For Donnie, I guess, even if Josh Allen has an injury, let's see if your Vikings can handle the Bills in Buffalo on Sunday, Donnie. Temperatures a high of 38, snow, rain forecasted, perfect Buffalo weather.
How about the Vikes? Those 6 games in a row.
Yeah, just stunning. Stunning. We will talk more about that here in a second. Big George says ASU's offense didn't actually do bad against UCLA. It was the defense that stunk it up, giving up 50 points. I guess we'll see if ASU can win their last 3 games to become bowl eligible. Yeah, I don't think. I just need to win 1 game out of those 3. That's it. That's all that matters. Oaktown Destroyer says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Congratulations, Jeffrey, on hiring Jeff Saturday. He says, you guys should whip our ass in Vegas on Sunday because the Raiders suck. It's going to be a contest to see who's coached worse, the Las Vegas Raiders or my Indianapolis Colts. I like Jeff Saturday. We'll get to that in a second. Let's just say Just some people interview really well, even with zero experience. Just saying. And no, the Rooney Rule doesn't apply to this because it's the interim coach. The Rooney Rule applies when they go to hire the actual coach. Boomer Sooner says that's the second son he has lost, both passed at same age. I'm guessing you're talking about the racing guy,
Joe Gibbs.
Joe Gibbs.
Kai Gibbs. Another one of the sons of Joe Gibbs passed away on Sunday, and they found that out just shortly before the race began. Kai Gibbs is Ty Gibbs, who's currently racing, Joe Gibbs' grandson, currently racing and won the Xfinity Championship on Saturday night. Right now, not too widely heralded as a champion because he made a stupid move last weekend, wrecking his teammate. So everybody is against him. However, the Gibbs family in mourning this weekend because of Kai Gibbs passing away.
Sometimes life happens out there. Mr. Wilbur says, hi, boys. Long time no talk. Just want to remind Keon there's no way that Tempe is going to become bowl eligible after they lose on November 25th to Arizona. Wilbur, you're so funny. That's hilarious. I'm surprised. I didn't realize you were funny ever from all of your texts. Navy Brad says, happy Monday, gent. Randy, NASCAR question. With the first year under their belts is the new Gen X car. What changes do you think they're going to make to this car going forward?
It's hard to say. I mean, NASCAR will get with their development program. They will take a hard look at all the data from this series, all of the wrecks. They do a pretty in-depth look at the cars and its performance to see what kind of changes, what kind of rule changes they'll make for the teams. NASCAR has pretty much locked this car down. There's not a lot the teams can do. They just basically deliver these cars to the teams, and then the teams put their own engine and branding on the cars and that sort of thing, driver seats and that sort of deal. But mostly the car is made outside of the NASCAR team shops and delivered. So
it's like Carvana, but for rednecks.
It sort of is, and it's hard to say. It's hard to say what they're going to do. I think you'll see here around January. You'll see some changes to the car. Some rule changes as we go along in this offseason.
All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, I'll get to Ralph from Harmon Solar's text. I'll get to the Last Optimist. And yes, we were going to talk about our horrible teams and then every single game that happened this Sunday. There's not a whole lot of joy for us. Hopefully there's a lot of joy for you. And Donnie, seriously, you got to get your translator thing sorted out because I'm not Finnish, so I can't read that whatever that language is the Finnish speak.
Yeah.
Is it Finnish? I can't. Or maybe that's Dutch. I don't know. Figure it out, Donnie. Get your act together. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA tonight, the Suns going on the road to face the Sixers. Phoenix at 7-2 on the season. They're a 2-point favorite in Philadelphia. 215 is your over-under. The Houston Astros are World Series champions for the second time in 5 years, beating the Phillies in 6 games, already looking ahead to next year. And once again, the Dodgers are the early favorite to win the World Series at plus 500. Astros again there behind them at plus 650, followed by the Braves and Yankees at plus 800 and the Mets at plus 900. Red hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
ABC Wednesday, the CMA Awards is live, and it kicks off with a must-see all-star tribute to Loretta Lynn. With performances by Carrie Underwood, Luke Bryan, Miranda Lambert, Morgan Wallen, and more. Plus, can't miss collaborations. Zach Brown Band with Jimmy Allen and Marcus King. Hardy featuring Lainey Wilson. Kelsey Ballerini with Kelly Clarkson and Carly Pierce.
It's going to be a great show.
Luke Bryan and Peyton Manning host the CMA Awards live Wednesday, 8/7 Central on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. But what you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Fire up the band. It's time to play ball. We're serving up the best matchups on the college gridiron.
Touchdown. What a catch.
The power conferences, the biggest games, your favorite teams.
Under pressure. There he goes down.
Get all the action live on your home for football in the Valley. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Sedan Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So let me give you the entire rundown of what is happening this week on the big radio station. And let me tell you, it's a lot, okay? We got so much going on. I don't even know where to start. Well, I guess today. Today well, I already screwed up our sheet. Did you print up that sheet that I sent you? Did you print it up?
I did.
Go grab it because it's already wrong. I screwed up on Monday. The GCU game is on 7 o'clock tonight. Broadcast starts at 6:45 p.m. Michael Potter with the pregame there. And because of GCU being on, then that means that Monday Night Football is over on Money Radio 1510. And it's Ravens and Saints. That starts at 5:30 p.m. Then on Wednesday, we've got another GCU game for you. It's San Diego Christian at GCU. That is also broadcast start at 6:45 p.m. And let's see here. We got Thursday Night Football here on the Fanatic. No, wait, that's not true either. Thursday Night Football. I'm looking. Oh, okay. Yes, no. Thursday Night Football. Yes, the Falcons and Panthers do play here on the Fanatic at 5:30 p.m. And then the AIA is having a special Thursday night game between Red Mountain and Mountain View and Mesa. That's a classic rivalry game right there at 7 p.m. That will be on Money Radio. So, yeah, I got to redo this. Just gather up all those sheets with the times. Just gather them up and destroy them. Set them on fire, preferably like in Randy's chair. Anyway,
no, not in my chair.
What?
Not in my chair, Jeffrey.
Well, it's you're never in it, so I mean, what's the deal? I just need a place for him to burn it.
Boy, you're picking on me today.
Well,
you're really picking on me today, aren't you?
I can't have him set my chair on fire. Anyway, so the Falcons and Panthers at 5:30 on Thursday, and then the AIA game of the week is a special day on Thursday. And then on Saturday, another GCU game. Boy, they're just coming out all sorts of games here. GCU is at Nevada at 2 p.m. this coming Saturday. Then on Sunday, we got another international game. That's right. Only now because of the time change, 7 a.m. It's the Seahawks and the Buccaneers in Munich. I think the Buccaneers are considered the home team for that one because, I don't know, Tom looks German. I guess I don't know. I don't know why. Anyway, and then at 10:30 a.m. we got the Vikings at Bills, and then at 5:30 p.m. Chargers at 49ers, and then rounding up the end of the Week 10 Commanders at Eagles. Keon, next Monday Night Football.
So that the Eagles can do what? Score 24 points in one quarter, never score again, but that's enough.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Put in the third string, maybe just bring in the practice squad kind of thing. I wish McLaurin would get more looks. I've got him in fantasy football.
He did a couple weeks ago. Look, don't ask me.
Yeah, I'm just in my head though, because I blame you because that's your team.
I blame you.
People get mad at me when Pittman doesn't get enough points. I'm like, why are you even holding on to him without somebody to throw to him? Why are you even bothering? So don't bother me about it. But yeah, Commanders and Eagles. That'll be something.
It's not going to be a blowout because the Eagles don't blow people out, but they're going to win. That's the fact.
Big George says San Diego Christian is going to kick. So GCU butt this week. Go San Diego Christian. George, you've never lived in San Diego. You grew up here.
Yeah.
You're an Arizona person. So why are you now jumping on the San Diego Christian bandwagon? They're like a small school in a strip mall somewhere, not even in the nice part of San Diego. And you're going to sit there and all of a sudden become a huge fan of them? Come on, man. You're an Arizona guy. I don't care if you are San Diego adjacent. By the way, Carlsbad is not San Diego. So enough of that nonsense. Come on, George. You're one of us. Bring your allegiances back home where they belong. Okay. Let's see. Kyle G says, in the best interest of everyone involved, can we just talk about the Jets? What a statement win. Wow, Jets. No one else played yesterday. Just the Jets. No, we're not doing that, Kyle. But we will talk about the Jets for a second. We already got somebody who's insufferable crowing about the Jets early in the morning. So, I don't think we're going to probably do that. But we will talk about it some. So there. Last Optimist says he's just waiting for the Cards to announce they're firing Cliff, promoting Vance, the head coach, hiring Frank Reich as offensive coordinator, then firing Keim. Let the new GM figure out who's head coach next year. Okay, first off, let's go ahead and start with that, shall we? Let's start with the big news today. And everybody's just scratching their heads thinking, oh, well, I guess we don't need to drug test Irsay because it's obvious. Yeah, just fired Irsay. Now that's not the confusing part after a game where the Patriots are able to beat you 26-3. Patriots aren't that good, and there's 9 sacks, which means your O-line is busted. It's 26-3 game. Yeah, thinking maybe you don't stop with the head coach. You know what I'm saying? Because where's the O-line? If the O-line is the reason Jonathan Taylor's hurt, the O-line is the reason that the quarterback can't get anything going. Sounds a lot like the Buccaneers, to be honest. Fine, fire Frank. I don't care. I've sort of been on board with that. He's a nice guy. Seems like everybody's nice uncle or grandpa, but 40-33-1 is his record. He took the Colts to the playoffs twice. If old Andrew Luck had still been around, maybe his fortunes could have been different. But underneath all of this, what a mess. Right? What a mess. So, so you hear this news, right? It came down the pipe this morning. So we're all kind of hanging out like, oh, okay. So that's what happened. And then you're like, okay, Frank, good luck to you. And okay, Jim, what do you got for us? So you have somebody in mind, don't you? You got a coach in mind, right? Did you get on the phone with Sean Payton? Is that what happened? Do you have somebody like Eric Bieniemy on the hook? Or I mean, we can't do anything about it this year, but I mean, you got something good coming, right? You got something good, right? Jeff Saturday?
Well, I mean, isn't this just a stopgap thing?
Well, okay.
Isn't this just to kind of bring the big airliner in for a landing in this season?
No, this is a crash. This is train Jeff Saturday to take off the plane, but don't bother training him to land it because he's aiming it for something. It's a terrorist attack, and that's what Jeff Saturday. He's not meant to. We're tanking, baby. That's what's happening here. We are just tanking, and he's not even being cute about it or subtle. Jeff Saturday has zero college or coaching experience at all.
But see,
you haven't seen this for 61 years. It's been 61 years since somebody got hired with no college or no pro coaching experience. Norm Van Brocklin was the guy.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Good God. 61 years ago.
I don't see this as the Colts' permanent move. I see this as a stopgap.
No, it's a tanking move. We're just tanking. But here's the thing. He has no idea what he's doing. Guess who else has no idea what they're doing? Everyone else in the staff, because nobody on the staff has ever called plays, has ever done this job of, sending plays. They fired the OC. So nobody knows what they're doing. So let's bring in a guy who doesn't know what he's doing either. He's a nice guy.
I'm sure he's got contacts in the league.
Yeah, but that's not quite the same thing. I do find it curious because if you have nobody on the staff with any experience, still anybody on that staff would be more familiar with that current roster and what those guys like to run and what those guys like to do. Jeff Saturday is going to have to play catch up and be ready to go by next Sunday.
Look, it's a real head scratcher, but I think Jim Irsay just is saying, look, this season is a wash. We're going to get this season over with. Let's get through it the best that we can.
Well, you didn't
Let
have
me
to
get
fire
a
Wright
trusted
to do
guy.
that.
Let me get a trusted guy in here. Somebody that
To do
that is
worse.
part of the glory days of the Colts. He played alongside Peyton Manning. Don't you know that Peyton Manning's going to be he's going to be throwing in some advice to Jeff Saturday, helping Jeff
He
Saturday
can't
out.
help himself, but this is not a move you make if you're serious about the current season.
Well,
And I have
they're not serious
speculated
about this season.
that they wanted to tank. Now this is an obvious tanking move. You bring in a guy who doesn't know how to call plays. You get rid of.
I mean, it's perfect.
Everything that has just happened for the Colts looks like, well, we're just doing what we can. And then you're not. You're doing this on purpose because now you have excuses. Well, he's never called plays before. He's learning on the job. That we're going to lose the rest of our games. That is what Jim Irsay wants, is for my Colts to lose the rest of their games to further us towards getting one of those top 4 quarterbacks.
Well, maybe it is. Is that such a bad thing?
Well, or Irsay has lost his mind and my team will never be good again.
With him, you cannot tell, but I'm erring on the side of they're aiming for one of these quarterbacks because, like you said, there's the built-in excuse for Jeff Saturday, but at the same time, the loss was disappointing enough. You can fire the head coach and say, well, we had to make a change. So both of those things get to be true, and you get to have a scapegoat who's just thrown into a bad spot.
Do you think that Irsay heard that Frank Reich had already fired the OC, Marcus Brady? You know what I'm saying? And
So he had
so
to
they're
know.
like, all right, Jeff, go ahead. Come on in here. You can lean heavily on Marcus Brady. He'll take care of you, sir. Oh, crap. What are we going to do
He
now?
fired the only other guy who knew the offense.
No, he knew this very clearly. This is a setup. If this was somebody else's team, I would be screaming my head off that this is a setup for tanking.
Are you upset about this then?
But this
Not
is how
really,
people
no.
tank. You can't.
I'm embarrassed.
Players don't. It's all this front office stuff.
How could you be embarrassed? It's obvious what they're doing. Now, if you're a Cardinal fan,
I'm embarrassed we have to be in this
Right.
situation.
Yeah,
I'm
if
embarrassed
you're
that
me and Randy,
Cardinal fan.
my team is a
You
joke
could be
now, bigger
embarrassed.
than the Cardinals.
Oh, please, please.
you were in the playoffs like a year ago.
Yeah, and look where we are now. My team has just become a bigger joke than the Cardinals, a bigger joke than the Commandos. Yeah, a bigger
I
joke
find that impossible to believe.
than the Lions. My team just became a bigger joke. Now, whether it's on purpose or not, still kind of embarrassing. You know what I mean?
Do they have raw sewage falling onto fans at Lucas Oil Stadium, or is that
We can't afford the raw sewage.
Is he
now
a
because
quarterback and the
we
head
have to
coach
pay.
fighting each
We got to pay a contract to a quarterback who's probably not going to play anymore this year. So, the $18 million, it was part of the raw sewage budget. Don't you know that?
I didn't even realize that raw sewage costs money because, as it turns out, I don't think the Commanders can afford raw sewage either.
Oh, they will be able to soon. We'll get to your horrible team in a minute. So, I don't know if Chris Ballard is next. Logically, he should be. Really, the biggest problems that the Colts have had, he's really good at the draft, but then he's also cheap, meaning he doesn't go for the star players. He hasn't gone and done some of the things you think would be obvious, and he showed up. Andrew Luck was already there. So we haven't had any real stars since then, have we? You know what I mean?
No,
We
and
drafted Jonathan Taylor.
Even in the draft, the stars he drafts, Jonathan Taylor's really the star that he's drafted. Everybody else has been a very good, practical draft pick. But sometimes you got to swing for the fences to try and get that extra talent, for your quarterback, for your wide receiver room, for your defense.
I got news for you, man. If I'm Jim Irsay or if I'm Michael Bidwell and I want to make a move to change this team, I'm not going to do it halfway. I am going to go right into the GM's office, have the head coach and the coaching staff join me. I'm going to fire everybody at once. I'm going to have a game plan already in play. It sounds like Jim Irsay already had a game plan ready to go. Jeff Saturday's going to come in and guide this thing back to earth. And they're going to start over.
Nosedive to earth. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't really think Jim Irsay is a very emotional person. I don't know that this was a well thought out thing like you think it was. I think this was an emotional reaction.
Seemed awfully planned to me. I mean,
and he has an idea of what he wants, and what he wants is one of those number one draft picks. Maybe Ballard has told him, just put the thing into a nosedive, get me close, then we will trade up for A, B, C, or D quarterback, and that will be how we reboot the future of this team. Because otherwise, if I'm Ballard, I quit, because that means Irsay is out of his damn mind. But whatever. So there's where we're at with my Colts. I feel like we're just we're the current joke of the NFL. We basically have taken the attention away from the Cardinals and their woes. Right now, your team looks better than my team.
Not my team. You're not talking about the Cardinals.
The win-loss totals are the same.
You're not talking about
the wins. The wins are the same.
Well, the tie, so what? It's a loss. Actually, it's probably worse for my team. So now they're talking who could be the actual head coach replacement. They've got the big lead has brought up D'Amico Ryans, Eric Bieniemy, and Byron Leftwich. And Leftwich is probably the front runner on that thought process. Is there anybody else out there that I should be thinking about for a head coach, or hoping for?
I can't think of anybody off the top of my head. Those seem to be the top candidates. I'm a really big fan of D'Amico Ryans. I think the dude is awesome. And again, being a good coordinator doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a great head coach, but he seems to have that defense rallied behind him. And I like that. I think that bodes well if he does get the opportunity.
Pinocchio says, hey, listen, Jim Irsay is not emotional. He's either high or just having withdrawals. There's no in between. Biscuits and Gravy says, Sean Payton. Yeah, but would he? I don't know if he would. Payton would choose the Colts as a place to go because we have no stars.
He can't. He's got to go to Arizona. Yeah.
He's probably going to go to the Cowboys. He's already got a backroom deal with Jera.
Got to go to Arizona.
I don't like that at all.
Well, okay, you might not like it, but tell me that I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
And I'm talking to Keon.
I don't know. Just Jerry's been talking about him since he was still coaching the Saints. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm. It's like he's chatting up somebody's wife while they were still married. It's like, woo, I know there's trouble in your marriage. I'll just wait over here. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, I think Saturday will work for now. He reminds me of Mike Vrabel. No, he's an awesome dude, but he has no idea what he's doing. Vrabel went to high school, went to college, went to coordinator jobs. He did a bunch of different jobs in the background before he made the leap. Jeff Saturday is just a guy at ESPN. That's it. He's a guy at ESPN. That's all he's got. He's got nothing else. He was a consultant with the Colts for a little bit. Consulting my ass. He just hung around. Come on.
And even if he was doing serious work, it wasn't the work of coaching. Right. Being a consultant can sometimes just mean, hey, when we run this play to the right, what would you do as a center?
Watermelon says, Jeffrey, care to place a wager on this week's game? Raiders, Colts, loser is biggest joke in the NFL. Well, right now it's my team. So there's no wager to be made. It's just a fact, really. Scratch Me Because says Ted Lasso might be available for the Colts.
Hey, there's an idea.
I mean, it would have made more sense just to take the actor himself than anything else.
There's an idea.
All right, we got to take a break. We come back. Let's move on from my Colts misery. Let's talk about the Cardinals misery. That's something that a lot of people listening can share together. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Here's the deal. I've had constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating for years. I've tried a lot of laxatives and fiber supplements, but my symptoms keep coming back.
You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Did you know the 30-year fixed rate mortgage is absolutely the most expensive way to finance a home, regardless of interest rate? With a Life Changer loan, you're in control. By paying principal first and having access to all your equity, you can pay down, pay off, and borrow back as you see fit. Come see why our clients pay off their mortgages in well under 10 years without changing a dime of their spending habit. It's not magic, it's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MD1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
If you're worried about your investments, you're not alone. These are challenging times, but it's not time to panic. It's time to act.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, founder and president of Compact Asset Management. With over 40 years of experience in the financial markets, I've seen what panic, indecision, and bad advice can do to investments. When markets are up, especially when they're down, it is important to be decisive yet balanced. That's our approach at Compact Asset Management. Call my office today at pound 250 and say talk to Mo. We will discuss a proactive, balanced approach to your portfolio that can help safeguard your investments and keep you on track with your financial goals. Call pound 250 on your cell phone and say talk to Mo, and let's create a strategy for your investments today. Again, from your cell phone, call pound 250 and say talk to Mo.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services member, FINRA SIPC.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So my coach has been fired. Randy, you got to kind of
My coach
feel
is
like,
still employed.
Yeah, your coach should be fired. That's what has pretty much spread throughout the Twitterverse, since yesterday, and it's not pretty up there. It ain't pretty out there. If the Seahawks beat your team 31-21, and there's all sorts of dysfunction and missteps with the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins got into a little fight. It seems like Kyler is, 1 week he's in a fight with the coach, and the next week he's in a fight with DeAndre Hopkins. Kind of starting to wonder, maybe he's the problem. Don't know.
First, let me say this out loud and to everybody listening, including Ralph. Congratulations to Pete Carroll and the Sea Chickens. They played an amazing game. Yeah, they gave up a turnover, but they didn't let that get them down. They were very efficient. They were very effective. They were very organized, much like what a team should be. And so congratulations to them, first off. Second of all, I'm just tired of watching the Cardinals. So what I chose to do yesterday, right after halftime, I went ahead and changed the channel, and I watched the the Toronto Maple Leafs and Carolina Hurricanes play hockey. And I will continue to do that until somebody of reason takes over the controls of the Arizona Cardinals and gets Keim and Kingsbury the hell out of there. Because it's not even worth my time. I'm 60 years old. I don't have this much time left on the planet to watch crappy football. Okay? Crappy baseball, crappy football. I don't have time to watch it.
Yeah, I'm
blame you there.
52. I kind of feel the same way already.
I don't know the difference. I spent most of my time, most of my life watching crappy football.
Well, I mean, I've been a lifelong Arizona fan. I poured my heart into this. I mean, you guys have heard me. I lay myself out there, all sorts of ridicule. But listen, when it comes down to it, Seahawks they whipped our ass yesterday. They whipped our ass every which way. They outcoached us, outplayed us, out-energied us, out-organized us. The damn Seahawks. And congratulations, Ralph. I enjoy it because your team whooped our ass yesterday.
Yeah, and we kind of knew going in it wasn't going to end well. Ralph on the text line earlier says, Randy, I just want to say how much fun I had yesterday with all the 12s taking over State Farm Stadium and chanting for our Seahawks as we embarrassed those birds.
Yeah,
it is time to fire Kingsbury, the king of not knowing how to make an adjustment and just watching the same play hit over and over again. And then
I mean, the definition of lunacy, someone once said, is doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And guess what? Cliff Kingsbury, the screen passes in the flats don't work.
So I don't know what happened between Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins, where they're sitting there arguing, over, I guess, probably a route or something. But the entire time, Kyler Murray is just like, and DeAndre was just kind of grinning. He's just like, like, I'm not going to say nothing. Kind of like, when you've got a short woman, you know what I'm saying, in your life, and she's going off on you in your head, you're like, oh, I know she's mad, but if I say it out loud, she's just adorable when she's mad like that. She's just so adorable. Or like a dog that's like, I'm like, oh, you're so cute. You're so cute, adorable. I just know you're angry.
Were they arguing amongst themselves, or were they chattering about the play call?
It seemed to be about the play calling to me.
That's what I thought too.
I thought they were fighting with each other, but hey, maybe you've got something. He was like, can you believe this guy just did this thing or did this thing? And then DeAndre Hopkins like,
it seemed like Kyler was making his point that the play calling is all wrong, and DeAndre was kind of agreeing with him. You got to do something different. I mean, that's what it seemed like to me. I don't know. Maybe the guys were chipping at each other. It didn't seem like that to me.
Well, everybody says it looked like because they haven't been on the same page that they were having a heated argument. But you're right, Randy. It could have been just that they were commiserating. Don't know. Couldn't hear what they were said. But here's something that was interesting that came out today. I guess before the trade deadline, multiple teams were calling up the Arizona Cardinals saying, hey, you're going to eat that? In regards to DeAndre Hopkins, they were trying to get them some DeAndre Hopkins on their team.
And I hate to say this out loud as a Cardinal fan. I would love to hang on to DeAndre Hopkins, but I think we owe it to DeAndre Hopkins to give him an opportunity to go and play somewhere that's going to be competitive.
Don't agree with that. We owed Larry. We don't owe DeAndre. We owe him $19.45 million.
Well, that's my point exactly. I mean, how are we going to build a team when we've already sunk a bunch of it into Kyler Murray? And you're going to try to re-sign DeAndre Hopkins at 19. He's going to get $30 million a year, easy. Come on.
On the re-signing thing, you're right. But
with Hopkins, it's just like this team has so many places where they need extra talent. Sure, it would suck to lose DeAndre Hopkins, and like the
$20 million's not solving all those problems. Keon.
No, I'm talking about draft picks. Like I can't. When we've seen some of these guys move for draft picks, I'm saying go out and get some picks so you can use it to fill some of these gaps on your offensive line, up front on your defensive line, because anybody not named JJ Watt hasn't been that productive.
The fans of Arizona, the problem here is a few years ago, the fans of Arizona Cardinal football tasted some postseason action. And a few years ago got to a damn Super Bowl. And so now the fans are no longer boonswoggled into thinking we can't put a winner on the field. The fans of this great state and of this team know it's possible, and they're not going to take it anymore. That's why there's been so much ire that has been raised, and so much venom and anger and angst.
No, I hear you.
Because they know it's possible, and they know what it takes to get there, and they're calling for action. They want something done, and Mr. Bidwell, better heed the call. Or guess what? The season tickets are going to, they'll just go away.
And I think that the coach has got to go. And every single time I brought it up
Oh my God.
Everybody got to
replaced.
go, but especially the coach, because every year that I've brought it up, people will say, well, he got better every single year. So
yeah, who cares?
But it's just like, I don't care about the results if the process sucks. And the process was going to lead to one year that looked like this. Eventually, you weren't going to get lucky.
Right, because you get elderly people in, and there's a chance that certain position groups are going to start to break down on you. And now you got a practice squad guy in there. So it's kind of what happened with the O-line for the Buccaneers. It's kind of what's happening a lot of the teams across the league.
Well,
you just end up with broken infrastructure.
You're 100% right. And then the Cardinals have had, I don't know, was it 10 offensive line interchanges this year? 10, something like that. I was watching the game, and they were talking about that. It was some like 10 different configurations of offensive line because of injuries. And congratulations, Steve Keim, you've done it again. You brought in a bunch of guys that were names, I don't know, several years ago. You got Rodney Hudson in here. He's not helping this team. Steve Keim, he's not helping this team. He's injured. He's done. Move on. What is it about Arizona leadership, Mike Hazen and Steve Keim, that you can't see this? I was reading an article today about the Diamondbacks maybe picking up, what's his name? Evan South Fork. He used to be with the Tampa. What was that? The hell's his name? He's with the Giants now. He's a free agent. They're going to bring him in and let him play third base for the
Evan
Diamondbacks.
Longoria?
No!
Man, that's a name that hasn't mattered in about one presidential administration.
And there's
I can't believe they're bringing in Longoria.
Well, 4 different baseball writers talking about he's the likely spot for him to land is the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, just because they say that
and
doesn't
that's
mean
the
it's going to happen.
same thing that's happening with the Arizona Cardinals. You bring in Rodney Hudson. Guy was a wonderful center in the prime, and you let Mason Cole walk away from this team. We cannot evaluate talent on this team. We can't.
Kiss the Cook says, I'm glad we're talking about the Verizon Cardinals. That's right. Verizon Cardinals. Always dropping balls and calls. Yeah, I mean, my team too. I thought it was funny. Lost Toby says, Keon said it was a lock that the Commanders would not get blown out. Let's see how that works. Yeah, here's why. Because Keon has been right about the Eagles. They play down to whoever they play, which means that the Eagles will win, but it's not going to be a giant score.
And they're a running team. So when they get a lead, they just burn the clock. If they're not afraid of you in particular, like shouldn't they have blown out the Texans?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But they got a comfortable lead. They were never afraid of the Texans. They just stopped throwing the ball. They're not conducive. They're not built as a team to blow people out, but they are built to win every single damn game you put in front of them, apparently.
Let's see. Thunder Snow says, I hate to say it, Jeffrey, but the last time a team pulled such a boneheaded move, it was the Detroit Lions when they hired TV analyst Matt Millen as their GM. I think that was worse. I think because Jeff Saturday coming in there and fumbling through a bunch of games that helps you just get closer to, a number one draft pick. Okay, I can kind of get that. But Matt Millen bringing a guy in as a GM who's supposed to help you build your future with draft picks, trades, and other things, that was a bad move. Wow, way worse than Jeff Saturday for the Colts. Boomer Sooner says, watch it, Jeffco. I'm older. So what's your point? I don't understand why you're angry. Sorry, you're mad that you're old. What? Big George says, Randy, why didn't you watch the replay of the Coyotes' triumphant win over Keon's Washington Capitals on Saturday? That was a nice win.
I was out. Miss Kim and I were out on Saturday night, and I was following along with the game. What a great win. What a great win for the Coyotes.
Got a text here saying that the Colts have just hired Trey Wingo and Chris Berman to fill out the coaching staff for the
Nice.
Thank you. Appreciate that. That's funny. Not sure who texted that yet. By the way, we are going to switch text lines by the end of this week if this company does not get their stuff together. The good news is it's a very slight change in the phone number that you're going to have in your phone, but we'll get to that if we have to. Hoping it doesn't become a thing. So sorry to whoever I didn't mention just there. 888-368-1580. That is your number to text in and be a part of the show. We still have a lot of football to talk about. We have to talk about the Washington Commandos and the latest with that. Then we've got every other game that happened on Sunday. Then got got a little bit of an injury report, a preview for tonight's game, all sorts of stuff. So come on back, everybody. It's a 3-hour Monday edition of the Daily Blender. And we can't believe it either. It's great. It's just fantastic. Just yay. Just, guess our free ride is over, boys.
Yeah, that's it.
Hour 2 is next. The Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, Rolex lovers, are you looking to buy? How about sell or trade? Do you need your watch serviced at a reasonable price? Family owned and trusted Diamond Gems Jewelry is your answer. Our on-site master watchmaker has 50 years experience servicing Rolex and all brands of watches. Diamond Gems Jewelry in Uptown Phoenix and on the west side too. Search Diamond Gems Phoenix or call 602-466-1772. Buy, sell, trade, or service. Diamond Gems, Arizona's most huggable jeweler.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Here's the deal. I've had constipation with belly pain, discomfort, and bloating for years. I've tried a lot of laxatives and fiber supplements, but my symptoms keep coming back.
You could have a chronic condition called irritable bowel syndrome with constipation, or IBS-C. Linzess, or linaclotide, is a prescription medicine that treats IBS-C in adults. Linzess works differently than laxatives. It lets you have more frequent and complete bowel movements and helps relieve overall abdominal symptoms, belly pain, discomfort, and bloating. These symptoms were studied in combination, not individually. Do not give Linzess to children less than 2 years old. It may harm them. Do not take Linzess if you have a bowel blockage. Get immediate help if you develop unusual or severe stomach pain, especially with bloody or black stools. The most common side effect is diarrhea, sometimes severe. If it's severe, stop taking Linzess and call your doctor right away. Other side effects include gas, stomach area pain, and swelling. There could be more to your story with IBS-C. Talk to a doctor today. Say yes to Linzess. Learn more at linzess.com or call 1-800-LINZESS. Sponsored by AbbVie and Ironwood Pharmaceuticals.
Remember when you could go to the doctor and actually leave feeling better? Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Katz. The problem with our healthcare system is the focus on the system and not on your healthcare. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum healthcare using a natural approach. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men and women's health. We help people find relief when other doctors have failed. Our naturopathic doctors can restore your pain-free life using cutting-edge regenerative treatments. We can also help restore balance to your immune, digestive, and hormonal systems. Addressing your cause can also improve both mental and emotional stability. If traditional medicines aren't working for you, don't you think it's time to start feeling like yourself again? Call us. We're the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, Arizona at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. Hey, just real quick, how you guys doing with your fantasy football this week?
I won.
Did you really? Who'd you beat?
Last Optimist, I believe.
Oh, good for you, man.
How
about you?
I think he didn't try.
Oh, well, then I better have a conversation with them because we don't like quitters. Yeah, I'm getting notes from people across all the different Daily Blender fantasy football leagues. In every league, there's about one person who you can tell is just checked out. And and people send me emails saying, "Hey, can you do something about this?" And I'm like, "No, I just can't. I don't have that kind of access to go in there and set somebody's lineup. All I can do is let them in or let them out kind of thing. So sorry. And then nobody wants to take over a team halfway through the season. And, I just say, hey, just enjoy the bye week, enjoy the win. It's a freebie, and I hate when people do that. I really, really do. But it's just a reality of fantasy football. So I don't think that that's what are you talking about, Randy? I'm looking at your guys' team.
Oh,
he
didn't
have
a
anybody who's sat out.
He didn't have a defense.
He didn't feel like giving up any of his players for the defense. That's why I'm looking at this right here. No, he last optimist.
Whatever you say, man.
He texted in earlier. Oh, he's texting in right now. He says, I did set my lineup. I'm just really bad this year.
Well,
so what's the deal with no defense?
I'm sorry then.
My wife said, because she's in one of our leagues. I'm not telling you who she is or which league she's in, but she says, yeah, maybe we need to have an instructional sort of video. So maybe some people who are new to fantasy football, they know certain things because we're just taking it for granted. And I said, honey, if these people, have joined this league in fantasy football and they have zero idea what's going on, they deserve to lose. I can't do everything for everybody. And she's like, no, just a basic tutorial so that, remember Screaming Eagle showed up and he was new and I talked him through quite a few things. I think that even he knew if you don't have a damn defense day one, go get a damn defense. So last optimist, I understand the strategy. So no, I'm not going to pick on you, but there's other people throughout the leagues.
I didn't mean to pick on you. It just seemed like, because you didn't have a defense. It was weird to me. My bad. I'm sorry.
Well, here's what now, actually, I guess he says, yeah, it turns out he says my defense being on a bye was actually, I just missed that. It was bad on my part. So it was an honest mistake from last optimist. So like I said, there's always somebody in every league who rage quits or they dump their lineup. And now we keep telling people, please don't do that. Everybody's trying to have fun. And then that just makes things ugly and complicated when you do that.
Oh, we were talking. Go ahead.
Do we need a tutorial video?
I don't think so.
Oh, come on. No,
I don't think so. And there's so many resources, I think, to find, the basics of fantasy football. I'm sure there's someone on YouTube who's already made one that you can go find.
Oh, look at this. I see Keon is on course to beat Rosalie Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
You're on course.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually got to play out, but it does help that
you got Likely.
I got Isaiah Likely, I got Lamar Jackson, I got Alvin Kamara. So I should.
Yeah.
I think Keon was hoping
I dropped.
I think Keon was hoping you weren't going to say anything.
No, I'm only losing. I'm losing.
No, didn't want to jinx it.
I don't believe.
Oh no, Keon! I'm looking at your lineup with Kamara and Jackson and Likely.
And
it's
Rosalie,
a lock.
Rosalie has Devin Duvernay tonight, so every touchdown Lamar throws to him is a touchdown I get for Lamar. So I just need everybody else to just be average, and I'll be okay.
It looks good. Let's just say
I don't believe in jinxes and stuff like that, so it's not really.
Right now, I got 50 up on Nostramarcus, so I'm liking my chances. Even though the last player we have to play amongst us is Kenyon Drake, and he's good for 10, 15, 20, none, depending on the game. So I kind of like my chances. But listen, you never know. Did anybody expect Justin Fields to have a 50-point day?
No, because he's on my bench.
Did anybody?
Oh my God!
Did anybody expect Joe Mixon to have 5 touchdowns yesterday?
No, my God, another one there. 55.95 points for Justin Fields, but I guarantee you whoever has Mixon, they did play him. There's no way you don't play Mixon. And I'm gonna guess that, let me see. Yep, I looked over at the score. Ralph has 184. So I was like, click, there he is. There's Mr. Mixon with 58 points. So anything can happen. Anything can happen. None of us are safe, but it'd be nice to see a week where all three of us win our fantasy football game.
I'm feeling pretty good about it tonight. So
for the first time in a while, we are not the worst players in our own league.
Isn't that great? I'm competitive every week. It fees good.
Yeah. I mean, you're out of the playoffs if you know.
Okay, but they don't start today, so that doesn't matter.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I follow it.
Likely, I will be in first place after this week if it all goes right. So, yay! As far as our picks go, I only have 2 wrong. I'm pretty amazed at how well I've done on that. It's been a while since I've picked well. So hopefully you guys are all doing good on that. You
Yeah.
know, you have to
Mixed
find
results.
other things to be happy about when your team is called the Indianapolis Colts, or your team is called the Arizona Cardinals, or your team is called the Washington Commandos. Although for you, a happy thing is the report came out. Little bald man Jay Glazer says no, he's not looking for stadium funding like I kind of speculated. He says no. He wants the whole damn thing. And in fact, the price tag right now on it, $7 billion. $7 billion for the Washington Commandos. Gonna say, if it's me, gonna negotiate.
Well, no,
I don't know if it's worth $7 billion.
I actually heard the number go up as high as 8. And a lot of people do
No.
think that he's putting the number high so that you
to
bargain down.
negotiate.
Yeah.
Right. Broncos sold for $4.65 billion. And I would say, if you had to choose, without knowing the price tag, which team would you rather have, the Broncos or the Commandos? I'm thinking Broncos. Yeah, I kind of like the Broncos. So as they do in real estate, the comps right now don't give Dan Snyder 8, doesn't give him 7. You're pushing it with 6, to be honest.
Well, the bank evaluation was 6. So
and what did you pay for this, Mr. Snyder? $750 million. Yeah. Well, I paid a bunch of money extra though to get these other jackasses out.
Isn't that there's nothing like owning a football franchise in any business ever, that you can be legitimately bad at owning the thing you have, basically run it into the ground, scare off all of the customers, and come away with about like 700% in profit. There's nothing in business that works like a football team.
Even if he sold it for $5 billion, just a little bit more than the Broncos, he still makes, I don't know, $4+ billion profit off the deal. And we haven't even talked about the payouts he's gotten over the years. He's gotten scraped some money out of that thing as it's gone. So right now, people are lining up. There's at least 6 serious contenders for this. Well, okay, 5. Because Byron Allen's not a serious contender. I've never
Byron
understood.
Allen again?
Yeah, he's still trying. The unfunny comedian. Who
The hell is he trying to do?
Now he's generated he's a rich guy because of other things that he has done beyond not being funny. But he hasn't done $5 billion worth of it. He hasn't done majority stakeholder for $5, $6, $7 billion of it.
Is he in on the deal to try to buy the Phoenix Suns too?
I do not know. I
bet he
wouldn't be
is.
surprised. He's desperately trying to plug himself into anything he can get his hands on. So so Dan Snyder selling the Commandos, at least looking to, and he wants to get every last dime he can get out of it. Every last penny will be squeezed.
Jerry Jones was actually talking about it the other day. Just putting all the business in the streets, essentially.
Yeah.
And was saying that he just thinks that Dan doesn't have the liquid assets to do anything. They need a new stadium. And, he thought maybe the minority owner path might get him enough liquid cash to do that, but you'd have to be paying for it all financially. And Jerry was like, there's more cost than just what the building costs. And he doesn't think that Dan can get it.
I think we have a new texter here on the text line. It says simply Bezos. Bezos makes the most sense, and in a Steve Ballmer kind of way, because he's got $115 billion. So buying this team ain't no big deal to him. He loves being a part of the NFL. You've never seen the Chrome Dome happier and shinier than when he was sitting next to Roger Goodell in that booth after Amazon started to air Thursday Night Football. So let's say Bezos buys the Washington Commandos. Trust me, he's got the money to pay cash out of his wallet for a whole new stadium. There doesn't need to be financing. He just says, there, put it there. And it's done. And that's the end of the story. Bezos can just go boop and be a hero. All of a sudden, everybody's going to love the Washington Commandos. And, we all ride off into the sunset on this. And he's going to be happy. Everybody wins if Bezos does this. Is he a douchey little guy? Sure he is. But is he good for this business? I think he is. Unless we start to find some evil things out about him. He does look like Dr. Evil, but
yeah, and he acts like it too in a way. I don't think he has the self-awareness.
He's not great with
to
his
know.
employees, sure.
Yeah.
But let's just go back to, he ain't sexually harassing and chasing people down. But I mean, let's just focus on the Bezos thing for a minute. So it's a solved issue. Stadium, team, done. And everybody goes on with their life. Only thing I wonder is with Amazon carrying these games, does that create a conflict? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it does.
I mean, only if every Thursday night game was a Washington game.
It's entertainment, and it's not. He's not the one who chooses the games that Amazon gets. The NFL decides what games you get. I think.
I think so too. The schedule makers actually put the schedule together, so
because the TV money is all involved.
Yeah, but so they're not consulting Fox or CBS or Amazon to ask them about it.
Yeah, but Amazon pays the rights to air the football game. The NFL is not paying Amazon, so I don't think it would be a conflict of interest. At all.
And Amazon gets told by the NFL who's going to play Thursday night, not the other way around. So yeah, it's probably all right. It's probably all right. Listen, we start to find out bad things about Sarver. We find out bad things about Snyder. And I'm sure there's some skeletons in some closets out there. And so if I'm the NFL, oh my God, I'm going to do like all sorts of investigations on vetting anyone and everyone who comes to the table. And really, the only conversation with Byron Allen is, you've never been funny. And then just go on to the next person.
Yeah, well,
at least that's how I would handle it. I mean, maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about all this, Keon?
I feel really good about it. No, this is going to be the biggest win this team has had in like 25 years, without question. And Dan Snyder has done nothing good for this team. People have been saying, sell the team. I remember being a kid on message boards, and people have been saying, sell the team since I was a child. You know, I mean, this could not have come faster. I mean, really, it could not have come faster. It should have really been faster than this.
I mean, it could have come faster.
But I'll take it as long as Dan Snyder is out the door and they replace him with an owner who is just competent. I'm not asking for some great
but
person.
Who would you want? Who would you pick? Would it be Elon Musk? Shut up, George. Yeah, that
might have a problem with that. But no, I think if Jeff Bezos did it, and I heard rumors that Jeff Bezos wants Jay-Z in on being a minority owner just because it would be, this guy could be the face of, the new Washington Commandos. He could engage with the fans in a way that Jeff Bezos just can't, which is cool. Also, Jeff Bezos has the kind of money that he didn't really need the public money to buy a new stadium. He opens up his checkbook and puts the stadium where he wants.
Which I said, just point. There it goes, right there. Make it happen.
Also very cool. I love that. And I think that's very exciting. It's exciting that there's maybe a new era on the horizon. And
Bezos is the kind of rich that can write something down on a napkin, hand it to somebody and say, make this happen. And it's done. It's over. There's no more conversation. He just is like, I'll do that. We'll do that. Let's do that. Have it happen.
It may be conflict of interest in that he owns the local newspaper.
And no other NFL team is going to get their Amazon deliveries on time anymore. There's no first day. Sorry. No.
Button just doesn't work. I don't know.
Not to these addresses. No, that's gonna be 3 weeks. It's gonna be 3 weeks. Sorry, we can't help you. No, it's infrastructure. Take it up with someone else. It's a supply chain issues. You're fine. 888-368-1580. Donnie says, Keon, does FedEx Field normally have that many opposing fans? Boy, were there a lot of Vikings fans there.
Yeah, because for the last 5 to 6 years, fans have been selling the tickets on purpose to any opposing fan that wants to go. They're trying to get Dan out of there. The fans are doing that too, doing their part.
Hey, Donnie, do you really think that your insults or your crowing means anything if you're coming after us? You're like, woo! We're like, yeah, okay, that's fine.
Happy for you, Donnie. Good victory this weekend.
It's like you just played basketball with a 5-year-old, and when he tried to put up a shot, you swatted his crap and said, "Get that out of here!" Rah! And everybody's like, "Oh, okay, that's nice." Well done, Donnie.
And then you beat him by 3.
By the way, your team is going to implode. You always do. So we'll all be here for you on that one. It's just fact. It's history. All right. So Jagdog says, congrats to Show Me Your TDs for kicking my butt this week. I'm no longer undefeated. Brandy, can I get a crown on the rocks? Oh, I didn't know that. So now the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues, it took 9 weeks before Jagdog finally got taken down. So, wow, good. You know what? It's why the Miami Dolphins had a very special season in the real world of football. Will the Eagles go all the way? Probably not. There's always some game you don't see coming. Some game and some trap game. And it might be Monday Night Football. It might be the Commandos showing up and just taking apart the Eagles on Monday.
The division games are always the tricky ones. And if it's not the Commandos, I mean, the Giants are no fun. That's a tough victory if you beat them. And we see what the Cowboys can do.
Dirty Dallas says, as a Cowboys fan, I'd hate to see Bezos because he'd actually invest in the team.
I think everybody
point.
in the NFC East is aware of that. Even in the years that Washington wins the division, everybody breathes a gigantic sigh of relief because they know, okay, Washington's not going to be relevant for another 5 years. And it's just kind of how it goes.
Hefty Lefty's hurting right now. He says, the guy I played this week didn't need a defense to hang 200 points on me. I didn't even have a chance.
Did he have all the Dolphins? What happened there?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll find out and tell you guys tomorrow, but probably. Last Optimist says, thanks for the heads up, Randy. Hopefully the Saints tonight won't cost me any points. Could I have a Guinness, please? Last Optimist for a Guinness. Thunder Snow says, yeah, I actually, Raging Randy fantasy football tutorial video would be very entertaining and educational.
A Raging Randy tutorial?
I told my wife that she should do it because I just don't want to. Because I'm grumpy about the idea that I have to show people very simple things to do. But Randy, if you want to do it, maybe you and my wife can go ahead and just host it together.
Okay, she is infinitely more smarter than I am about the fantasy football. I would look like an absolute dunce standing next to her.
You wouldn't.
I have nothing to offer. I mean, I barely know. I slobber out of both sides of my mouth to get this thing done. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. So
yeah, I don't believe that for a second. You've come along quite nicely. Random Texter says, we don't need no stinking tutorial video. Go to the library, get the book Fantasy Football for Dummies.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess you don't want to see my hot wife in a video. Fair enough. I don't mind. Hefty Lefty says the guy sat Justin Fields too. So it could have been worse.
Oh boy.
So wait, he hung 200 on you and he didn't have Justin Fields or a defense?
I got to go and look now.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and look during the break to see what the hell that was about. Which league are you in, Hefty Lefty, so I can go find you easily? Boomer Sooner says, Randy, I need a beer. And please, could I have a true Boomer Sooner for my guys?
Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner.
That was a true Boomer Sooner right there.
Is that good?
I mean, yeah, that was very well done. More text sitting there on the text line that I will get to very, very soon. And we have every single game that happened yesterday. We're going to talk about it before this show is over. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Remember last year when you wanted to hear that NFL matchup, but you couldn't because you were at your nephew's birthday party and the Fanatic couldn't stream the NFL on their app? Didn't that suck?
Well, those days are over, pal. Now you can listen live to every primetime NFL game on the Fanatic app. Download the app now at the Google Play Store or the App Store, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And okay, so here's the deal. If you're just joining us, we will be on until 6 p.m. today. because there was a time change. Now the games start later. And, because GCU is on later tonight, then the football game is over on Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 FM. So we've got this whole spot that we have to do. So we're doing 3 hours today. So you're welcome, America. 888-368-1580. And so we've kind of, found the silver lining to a few things, at least for Keon. I mean, there's a light at the end of your tunnel.
Yeah, and the team's 4-5, so it's like, okay, the team's not a complete shambles. It's just not good, but you have a new maybe potential ownership and a team that can actually be built on. So that's pretty cool.
So you got a 4-5 record. My Colts have what is it now? 3-5-1, and the Cardinals are 3-5. I think
3-6.
Is that it? 3-6 now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's bad. It's bad for us, not as bad for you. So it's good that you've got something to kind of look forward to. Lacrosse guy is not happy about the time change happening. He says he misses Romy being on for 3 hours. He says, yeah, Rome's the only reason I tuned into the station and then fell in love with the blender. Oh, by the way, one other thing, fire skinny jeans and trade Kryler Murray, please.
Yeah.
We agree with you. All of that. Yeah. Beer Nut says, Randy, could you pour me an ultra? And by the way, my team is show me your TDs. There's a couple of those teams called that, by the way. I've seen it before, so we may have more than one. So you got to let me know what league you're in. Let's see. Hefty Lefty says he's in League 6, and here's what the guy had. He had to get 200 points. He had Mahomes, Henry, Michael Carter, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, Zach Ertz, Juju Smith-Schuster, and Suckup. He has now overtaken me for first place. Well deserved.
Wow.
So there you go. Congratulations. Let's see. Dirty Dallas says, rest in peace to the original Hefty Lefty, Jared Lawrenson. Is that breaking news?
No, it's been a little bit.
It's been a while,
yeah,
right?
Jared Lawrenson's been gone for a while.
I said his name wrong. Lost Toby says, I played against Joe Mixon in a couple leagues. That wasn't very much fun there. No, I can't imagine. Can't imagine it was. Gamecock says, I just traded Christian Kirk for DJ Moore. Oh, God, help me. Boomer Sooner says, is this for my job? Melinda?
Ooh.
What was that? Who's Melinda?
He's doing something for his job with someone named Melinda.
Ooh.
Heard Melinda's very good at her job. So. Somebody wants to know if we've already talked about the Green Bay games. As I'd really hoping I could miss that conversation. We're starting in the order of the Harmon Solar NFL Picks contest, minus our horrible teams. We're going to go ahead and just go from top to bottom. We will start with the Miami Dolphins beating the Chicago Bears. But I'll tell you what, that was fun. That was a fun game. And I watched this. I watched about 30 seconds of the Colts, and then I watched most of this game. And all the time I'm watching, I knew that the Bears were not going to win. But I just was like, man, they have got so much promise for their future. Justin Fields is starting to come into his own there, and somebody had the analogy, it's like the Bears coming out of hibernation. And, they may not have a great record this year, but boy, you can see something special's happening there.
Good point, Jeffrey. And I was thinking the same thing when I was watching the highlights of this game, because Justin Fields, the new coaching staff, the way they're playing the ball. I was questioning them dismantling some of the pieces that they've had on the defensive side of the football, but maybe that was a good thing to kind of rebuild and retool this team to set it up. So I don't know. It's a great point, though. I was noticing the same thing. Seems like there's a new excitement in Chicago Bears football.
There's no moral victories, but seeing Justin Fields play well, seeing that offense kind of click in there, what I mean?
Yeah.
That, now I think you can now see that Justin Fields is for real. Now, what the Bears do between now and then to make that team better, and you can see they have done some stuff getting ready to make it better. They got draft picks galore coming up. So, yeah, if you're a Bears fan who has been sad for a lot of years, I feel like you're about to get happier.
You have to think so, because, with a guy like Justin Fields, he's somebody who can elevate a roster with what he does. The mobility was on display. That long run that he had where he hit the accelerator and nobody on Miami's defense was catching him. And he's amazingly accurate throwing the football. I don't know why he fell in the draft on draft day. It still makes no sense to me. And it's going to be one of those things we look back on and go, what happened?
Yeah.
Every one of us is going to wish we had him in our team. Where was the Cardinals? Where was the Colts? Where were the Commandos? We're all going to wish we had it. But I'll tell you what, it was a good game back and forth. Tyreek Hill set a record for the most receiving yards through 9 games. So start to wonder now. It's like, wow, what does that say about Tua Tagovailoa? You know what I'm saying?
Dude's legit. I mean, look, he still has his limitations. I'm not going to pretend like he's Josh Allen, Pat Mahomes in that league of guys. The arm strength is still, less than those guys, but he's an accurate thrower of the football. And when they use Tyreek Hill the way they use him, which is different from how the Chiefs use him, they get him underneath in space, and then he uses his speed to just make people look very stupid. And then Jalen Waddle is always open. Tua is able to take advantage of these weapons, because we saw what happened when they threw Bridgewater in there. It was not the same. And the same receivers are out there, but Bridgewater couldn't take advantage of them because he's just not quite as accurate as Tua is.
Cheesehead Bill says, "It's me, Cheesehead Bill." Oh, he was the guy talking about the Green Bay game, right there.
Hey, Cheesehead Bill.
Good to hear from you, Cheesehead Bill.
I think.
I don't know. We've ever heard from him. I think he might be a new texter.
He might be.
Holy crap! Hey, Cheesehead Bill, are you new, or 'cause we haven't heard from you in a while, or I've never heard your name before? So let us know. Random texter says, "Gentlemen, I have a question. I am facing Bearded Ginger this week." This is a fantasy football question.
All right.
I mean, unless you're like meeting up for like a knife fight or something.
In that case, can we be invited?
Yeah, Boomer Sooner. This is not the time for that question. There's a lot here, more than we allow people to even ask Rosalie Michaels. So send me an email and I'll take a look at it for you. But if you have to ask that, you probably are not going to win. 888-368-1580. So you're looking at two teams, the Dolphins and the Bears. All right. Now, of course, we all know the Dolphins won by 3 points. Did you ever feel like the Bears could win that game? I never felt like it was out of reach of the Dolphins to just do whatever needed to be done. Were you nervous about that?
I was a little, because I don't think that I've seen in the NFL. He did it a bunch in college, but I hadn't seen him in the NFL, Tua specifically, when the game is on the line in the fourth quarter, finish the job. He's done it once or twice, but it's not a consistent thing. And so I just didn't know which Tua we were going to get in the fourth quarter, but the way that he was cooking early in that game, he closed it out. And I think that is where I felt like there was the most doubt in this particular game.
Let's see. Somebody says Fields is currently undefeated. I'm sorry. My whole eye. I'm actually, just so you guys know, I'm having a problem with my eyesight all of a sudden. You ever have a thing where you stare into a light and then you got like a ring or something going on there?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I've got like this very strange halo of just like a kaleidoscope. So I'm having a hard time reading through that. I even changed my
having a
screen
stroke
to
right
dark.
now?
I'm having a stroke. Like the commercial. I don't know. I don't think I'm having a stroke. It's been a while since I've had a stroke, if you know what I'm saying.
But I'm bummed.
No, I don't think it's a stroke. Just something going on with my eyeballs. So it was Mr. Pringle who says Fields is currently 30th in accuracy at 58.8%. Tell me again, Keon, how he's an accurate passer.
Okay, so there's two kinds of accuracy, since you want to be a dumbass about this. There is the stats where, yes, guys have to catch the ball and those kinds of things. And we know that he doesn't have
those the Carson Palmer stats.
Wide receiver core, right? So that percentage is going to tell you, yeah, okay. The accuracy also includes the receiver, right? Then there's the other he puts the ball where it needs to be. Whether or not it gets caught is a different story. Whether or not he holds onto the ball too long and is hit while he's throwing it is a different story. But he puts the ball in a location where only his guy can get it. That's what I'm talking about when I say accuracy. He literally throws it accurately.
1580. Let's see. Lost Toby says Tua is undefeated this year when his brain isn't mush.
I suppose
Interesting.
that's a fair stat.
I think we all do better when our brain's not mush.
I think that's
I know
universal.
I work better when my brain's not mush.
Cheesehead Bill says, I'm not a new texter. It's been a while, but I'm the one that also works at QT.
Nice.
Do I know you? Which QT do you work at? Boy, it must have been more than a few years there, buddy. The Jet says, Jeffrey, if you masturbate too much, you will go blind. Yeah, I think it's starting to catch up to me. Biscuits and Gravy says, act fast, Randy. Jeffrey's having a stroke. What would Randy do? What would you even do at that point?
Jump into action. I'd have to, take care of all the accoutrements. I'd have to call the 911. I'd have to let them know
for a stroke?
the accoutrements, all the accessories. I'd have to call 911, let them know your current location. I'd have to give them all the details. I'd have to give them your social security number, your waist size, your inseam size. I'd have to make sure that you're breathing and your pants are undone, and that
Why
you've
do
got
my
plenty of
pants
room.
need to be undone?
I had to make sure that I'm matriculating on your chest there, helping you breathe correctly.
me?
And then Keon's got to grab your arms, make your arms do circular motions like this, and then somebody maybe the dog can lick your cheek and keep your
you're bringing
feeling
a dog into this?
Oh yeah, keep the feeling in your cheek with the dog licking on there. See, that's what we have to do. That's emergency actions would have to take place.
I feel like I was just violated in many different ways and across different species. I don't know if this is how you handle a stroke at all.
I don't think so. But
clear the
Pretty
airway.
sure it's not a stroke.
Yeah, put your head tenderly back and clear your airway. Yeah.
Like tenderly. Yeah, I definitely don't. I am so glad we often work from home. Yeah. Happy Lefty says, is Randy calling 911 or Dillard's suit department? I think he's half getting me measured up for a suit to be buried in.
Well, I might be a little vague on some of these response things. I have to study up a little bit.
Man alive. Let's see. Somebody just texted in, Jeffrey, the shiny rings around your eyes. That happened to my proctologist during my colonoscopy.
Hello.
Are you trying to say I'm having a colonoscopy right now?
We can only hope.
I don't.
Hold on. Let me look behind me. Nope. Nobody there. I'm good. Mr. Pringle says, next up, Keon invents a stat that shows us how Kyler is tall. Why are you going after Keon?
No, look, his Pro Football Focus numbers say in terms of ball location, he's one of the better passers in the league. It's not. What are we talking about? I don't have to make up a stat.
Hey, Randy, he's talking about ball location.
I'm just saying.
I mean, come on.
Well, I look behind me. Let me look down here.
Ooh.
Those are in normal position.
Yeah.
What? Beer Bob says, any chance Duvernay outscores Tucker tonight by 26 points, or am I SOL? Outscores? Not just scores 26, but outscores? Oh, Tucker the kicker? Okay, yeah, there's a chance.
I mean, there's a possibility. He has a tendency to kick from very far out.
Yeah, I hear he kicks a nice ball.
Fish Tank, who is a Miami Dolphins fan, says, I've spent a lot of years depending on our defense, and it's pretty bad this year. We had to score 35 points to win games, and, well, Tua can do it. Well, that is an interesting way of looking at it. Yeah, so maybe that is key right there to the future Super Bowl for the Miami Dolphins. Just kidding. You're never winning a Super Bowl again. I'm just messing with Fish Tank.
Yeah.
Guys aren't helping. You're supposed to join in on that.
No,
I don't, but I don't want to. Look,
no.
Fish Tank, similar position as me in terms of team was bad for a really long time.
Fish Tank,
team's finally good. I'm not gonna.
Fish Tank makes music for the show. I don't want to make him angry.
Well, I'm not trying to make him angry. I'm just having fun.
Yeah, no, I don't think
I'm going blind, Randy. I have to have my fun while I can.
I think you're probably having a stroke right now.
I'm having a stroke. Not funny if later on I call you up. I'm having a stroke. It's not good. Although karma, right? Am I right? The Jet says you'll need Keon to check your ball location if you have a stroke. Nobody's checking my ball location.
I don't think that's part of
All
assessing
good here.
anybody for a stroke. That's
And Hefty Lefty, I don't need to know.
You can't touch them.
I don't need to know that your ball location is leftly north edge of the right. That doesn't even make any sense to anyone. We don't care. Big George says, wow, Keon is resorting to calling listeners dumbasses now. Interesting strategy to retain listeners there, Keon.
Just one listener. I think our listeners are great.
We always have one.
Minus one.
Each and every one of us has one. We're just like, up yours, buddy. Hefty Lefty says, don't worry, Fish Tank. That type of offense and defense combo worked well for the Chiefs. Oh, look at the Patriots. How many years did they have one or the other? You know what I'm saying? When they had Tommy, they had a great offense, but they didn't care about their defense. They just keep running the score up and just tire you out. So, different strategies, but, the best strategy is a well-balanced meal. Blissful Hayes says, what Bears games are you watching, Keon? Justin Fields is a very inaccurate passer. Well, now here comes somebody else after Keon for saying that. Guys, what he's talking about, listen, you can't be held accountable for somebody not being able to catch the ball you accurately give to them. So part of those stats are not his fault, is what Keon has been trying to explain. And I've seen exactly what he's talking about.
There's a lot of drops there. And then there's also some throws where he stands tall in the pocket and he puts the ball, where it's supposed to go, but he's getting hit as he throws it. It's just, you're not throwing the best pass that you can throw. And when we've seen Justin Fields operating from a clean pocket with receivers catching the football, he's looked pretty good.
Somebody just texted in, hey, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Steve Spurrier known as the ball coach?
The old ball coach.
King of Kitten says, I got 2 18 packs and I'm on the way home. There's a man who's figured out some things.
Wow.
What are you going to do for the rest of the night, though? Are you going to send somebody to the store? I mean, 36. 18 packs of what? Maybe I should have been more specific, because it could have been just like chips. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah.
Big George says simply, Keon is right. Good enough for me. All right. Well, we're going to take a break. I'm going to go try to figure out why part of my vision is obstructed, making it very hard for me to read. I'm just moving my head around here, trying to see past. You ever have that thing where there's like, you can't move your head past it. You just,
I generally call it high blood pressure.
I don't feel like I have high blood pressure. How do you test for that? You like poke a hole in the vein, and if it squirts out really, really hard, you got high blood pressure?
Generally what I do, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll do that during the break. All right, when we come back, boy, we got through one game. We're going to have to pick up the pace if we're going to talk about all the games that happened this weekend.
Well, it would help if you could see.
Yeah, a little bit. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic.
Are you currently in the market for a jumbo mortgage? If so, you need to check out the Life Changer loan. Our average jumbo client saves well over $500,000 in interest compared to their traditional mortgage alternative. On a Life Changer loan, you can do your banking inside your mortgage, which means you pay 100% principal first, and you can quickly pay down, pay off, and borrow back as you please. It's not magic, it's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MD1002031 NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
This is Senator Mark Kelly. Serving as a combat pilot in the Navy taught me a lot about teamwork. You can't land a jet on an aircraft carrier without a team. It takes everyone focused on the mission. That's how I'm approaching my work in the Senate, too. I focus on the priorities and tune out the noise. So if it's good for Arizona, I'll work with anyone from any party to get it done. That's how we expanded healthcare benefits for veterans. It's how we secured more funding for border security. And it's how we passed a law to create thousands of new, high-paying manufacturing jobs here in Arizona. No red priorities or blue priorities. These are Arizona priorities. My mission in the Senate has been the same since day one: work as a team to get things done for Arizonans. There's still more work to do, but I'm proud to say that we're on our way together. I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovyx.
Orgovyx Relugolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovyx is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovyx may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovyx can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovyx treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovyx may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovyx. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Don't just do it every day.
Do it several times a day.
Because it feels that good.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
Get the latest sports headlines.
The buzz around the league. Listen to podcasts.
Stay up with social media.
Just log on to our website
at 1580thefanatic.com.
It's another Monday night here on the Daily Blender on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic as we roll towards 6 o'clock tonight. Yes. Money Radio 1510 and 105.3 will be airing the Monday Night Football cast, which, by the way, should be a pretty good game. I understand Mark Andrews not in the game tonight. I understand Mark Andrews not in the game, but listen, you can still make money on the side using the FanDuel Sportsbook app. What's cool about FanDuel is you can combine prop bets together with other bets from the same game, score an even bigger payout. Perfect for tonight's game. Take Lamar over passing yards. Take Lamar over rushing yards. Take Alvin Kamara anytime touchdown. But whatever you do, don't take Mark Andrews. He won't be in the game.
You might try the rookie tight end that's in there for Mark Andrews.
Who's that?
Isaiah Likely.
Take Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely to score 100 points. 15 touchdowns. Anyway, any way you decide to put it together is fine with me. Same game parlay. Just one of the reasons that I bet with FanDuel. Also, it's easy to use. It's easy to set up. My friends use it. And with live betting, you can jump in on trends when you see them happening in real time. And you can jump in and make a little extra money that way. There's no feeling like nailing a same game parlay bet. So lock in your bet today on the FanDuel Sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in free bets, win or lose, with my promo code Randy1580. Again, that's Randy1580 on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Got to be 21 or older, present in Arizona. First online, real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Why don't we kill Jeffrey's microphone until he's back? He's dealing with an eye issue. And let's talk about the next game up, which was the Bengals-Panthers game. Let's go ahead and kill Jeffrey's microphone. The Bengals-Panthers game. And what's happened is the Bengals all of a sudden have run into a string of teams that are not going to be some sort of super difficult team, are they?
And everybody has that run on their schedule. If you're a contender, there's just going to be a group of teams, a cluster of teams that aren't very good. And you should beat those teams. That's what the great teams do. They beat whoever's in front of them. And sometimes teams can fall into a trap. But this week, Cincinnati got it done against a team that they really should have beaten badly, and they did.
And how are you feeling about Carolina? I mean, they pulled P.J. Walker or J.P. Walker or T.J. Walker or T.J. Hooker.
It was P.J. Walker.
Okay. I was going to say maybe William Shatner's a bit old to be playing T.J. Hooker out on the football field. But anyway, and they put Baker Mayfield back in. Mistake or good choice?
I think that there were no correct choices here. PJ Walker didn't look good to start the game. They need the shot in the arm. I think we all know the situation with Steve Wilks. He'd love to be a head coach, and I don't think he has time to wait for guys to stink up an entire football game before he makes certain decisions. So he opted to go to Baker, thinking that maybe Baker could give them something. And of course, he did not. He did not do that.
And so Baker Mayfield obviously should be the guy to come in. He went 14 of 20, 155, 2 touchdowns, didn't give the ball away. TJ Hooker, he gave up a couple of interceptions. It was bad. Listen, I mean, the Panthers just trying, I think like the Colts, Jeffrey's back if we want to make him live again. Just like the Colts, I think Jeffrey's
alive.
Well, that's good to know. I think the Panthers are just trying to land this airplane after this season and readjust from there. Do you agree with that, Cam?
Yeah, I mean, they've already fired their coach. So you've already punted on the season at that point. You're saying that it's over. And you know what? You're 2-7. It is over.
This is sad with 2 times of sad. Can I tell you why? Because you fired your coach, right? And so now Steve Wilks has fired the assistants, Paul Pasqualoni and Evan Cooper. So he's already doing stuff like in 2 weeks that, Dan Campbell was feeling the heat, fires a coordinator. Frank Reich feeling the heat, fires a coordinator. The typical move of anybody who's starting to have a hot seat themselves is to fire somebody else to say, it's not me, it's that guy, and to try to buy yourself more time. Steve Wilks already pulling that trigger, even though those were rules guys, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it is sad upon sad upon sad for the Panthers.
I don't think Steve Wilks is trying to buy time because he's the interim head coach.
You think he's actually trying to fix and he has support?
I think he's trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, because I think he's trying to win as much as he possibly can, because for him personally, it makes him look good and it gives him a chance to potentially be a head coach if he's able to do something.
Yeah.
So he didn't hire any of Rule's guys. And if he thinks they're not getting it done, he's not going to let them drag him down. He's going to continue to move on and try to do the best that he can with what he's got, which isn't much.
Real quiet.
Yeah, I thought someone was going to.
Well, I didn't know if you were going to say something or.
I'm okay.
Something.
Turns out my blood pressure is pretty high. That could have been but it's gone now for the most part. So as long as that stays this way, I'll hang around and then try to sort out what the hell's wrong with me later. So I did not die.
Well, that's good, because if you would have died, I don't know what we would have done.
Well, you just kept going on without me.
I mean, today, but there's like tomorrow and the day after that, and
show must go on. I mean, show must go on.
If you were to pass right now, I mean, I just don't know how we would go on. You'd be gone too soon.
Yeah, I kind of agree on that one. Yeah, but it might be too soon. You know,
kind of brought the entire show to a screeching halt here.
No, but it got better. I sat down and it was my blood pressure dropped by 10 points, and the thing that I was seeing went away. So good catch on the eye thingy. Somebody else was trying to give me a detached retina over here. Fish Tank says, I need help with a bet. You can turn off the sad music.
I'm trying. Yet.
There
it is.
Yeah.
You're good.
I put together a 3-game parlay and hit on the first 2 legs. I can collect right now and get double my money, or I can let it ride. If the Ravens win tonight, I'll make 5 times my money. If they lose, I get nothing. What do? I'd let it ride. I just don't see that there's any way that the Saints are going to be able to beat the Ravens. I mean, how's the Saints defense these days?
Secondary's terrible.
Yeah, so
you give them a lot of points.
I feel like they're going to get torn apart. So I think you're safe, but oh man, I don't like to give betting advice where money's involved. You know what I mean? Other people are more brave than that, but I'd let it ride. Randy?
Yeah, I think I'd let it ride.
Yeah, same. If it were me and my money.
That's why it's called gambling. There's no sure thing in gambling, but it sounds like you have the right play in place.
Just don't blame us if an
upset happens.
Jeffrey O'Brien, Randy YK on Rose, CRC Broadcasting, not responsible for any lost wages due to your gambling addiction.
Mm-hmm. This show is for entertainment purposes only.
Copyright 2022. Yeah. Is it 22?
Yeah, or 3, whatever works.
Are we 23?
We're 21. Yeah, we're still 22.
We're the historian says maybe you got dirty glasses. Well, I'm always cleaning my glasses. That's not what that was. But
Yeah,
thanks for
Jeffrey.
the Google advice.
Jeffrey does not have dirty glasses.
And he took the glasses off, and it was still happening.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's not the glasses.
I'm really glad it stopped, though. Man, that was weird. Beer Bob says, Jeffrey, didn't your father warn you that you go blind? Yes, I know. All the jokes are coming through on that.
Ooh.
Hey, everybody, Jeffrey's dying. Let's get our jokes in now while we can. Joe the Show says, so this week I claimed Aaron Rodgers and I dropped Fields. Thought my week ahead was going to blow out, but just today the Colts dropped Frank Reich and kept me as a fan. So there's a good thing.
Oh, boy.
So now at least the total win-win there.
Aaron Rodgers for Fields. Damn.
I know, Joe. Joe. I was happy, not happy, understanding when they fired Frank Reich, but then Jeff Saturday? What? Yeah, okay, we're tanking. We're tanking, Joe. Be happy with that. We are tanking. Isn't Wilkes one of Rule's guys too? Yes, true.
But he's not going to fire himself. He wants to be a head coach.
And Wilkes didn't hire these other guys. Rule did. So that's just the way it works. And it's just classic misdirection, spare square. Blissful Hayes says, can I have Jeffrey's job if he croaks? No. Yeah, I'm all right with that.
No.
You guys okay with that?
No, not really.
Well, wait, no, Blissful Hayes. Oh, no. You can't have it. No, sorry. No. Nondescript says, how much worse is the Hard Knocks debacle going to make the situation for the Cardinals?
So much worse. There is no good situation, there's no bad situation that gets better when you add cameras filming you all the time. There's nothing. We're all going to see dysfunction.
When they did the All or Nothing, they had editorial control. So you didn't see anything really worth seeing. It was like, oh, that's nice. Yeah, whatever. It was a fluff piece. Let's be honest. All or Nothing with the Cardinals, fluff piece. Hard Knocks is going to be a very different story. I didn't want to watch it when it was my Colts. I totally want to watch it now that it's the Cardinals. And I think you do too, Randy. I think you're going to see some stuff. That is must-see TV.
Again, let me reiterate. I've taken a stance here on today's program, ladies and gentlemen, that I'm 60 years old. I no longer have time to watch crap.
Well, Hard Knocks give you some inside look at the crap. It's like seeing the inside of somebody's digestive tract.
Do we need really? Jeffrey. I mean, look, you're one of the smartest people I know, and you've said it all along. This is a program that is just melting from the inside out.
Let me explain to you. My grandfather was the smartest person I knew. He read books on quantum physics, and he shared them with me, and we'd have conversations about Isaac Asimov, and we play 300-point Scrabble against each other. And then on the other hand, sometimes for fun, he would watch The Muppet Show and laugh his ass off. And he would watch Tom and Jerry cartoons and just howl. The point is, it's not about smart. This is going to be fun to watch.
Nah.
That's what this is about.
Do I want to punish myself?
You don't have to. I'll watch for you.
Okay. I will also be watching.
Because now we're going to see something.
And somebody tweeted in the preseason, I do not remember who this was. They said, wouldn't it suck if the Cardinals had Hard Knocks starting and they were 3-6? And they are literally 3-6 right now.
Wow. That person, is he from the future?
I was looking up during one of the breaks here recently. Since last October, the Cardinals record since last October, 7-14.
Yeah, that's bad. It's really bad.
You still think that old Skinny Jeans has got this team on the rise? 7-14. That was from the Green Bay game last October 28th. So basically a year ago this past week. 7-14.
It's brutal, but it's the kind of thing that happens to you when no single part of your team appears to be on the same page. When you don't show up for games, you don't start prepared. I saw the broadcast yesterday, and they said that the Cardinals had a lead in the second quarter for the first time this entire season. That I don't even know how you get to week 9 where that happens. And of course, they promptly lost said lead that they never got back. So this is what you expect.
The hell is a lead?
Well,
good question. I haven't seen one in a while.
You had it for a few seconds.
Hefty Lefty says the Muppet Show wasn't smart. I don't know if it was really considered. Well, I mean, they did do Sesame Street, so there had to be some smart there, I guess. Nondescript says, and now Buda Baker won't be prominent part of that show. He's out with a gimpy ankle now. Ugh. Last Optimist says, I know the Cardinals are poo, but do I really need to watch a colonoscopy to see how the poo happens? You don't, but I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy looking right up the Cardinals' ass when Hard Knocks comes out. Where's that? Do I have to pay for that, or is that just going to be on?
I think it's on the HBO.
I think it's on the HBO.
Oh, yeah, I got that. Whew. Okay. I'll watch it for you, Randy. All right, guys, that is 2 hours down and 1 to go. I swear we are going to finish talking about all the games when we come back. It's the Daily Blender on 1580 The Fanatic.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
This is Senator Mark Kelly. Serving as a combat pilot in the Navy taught me a lot about teamwork. You can't land a jet on an aircraft carrier without a team. It takes everyone focused on the mission. That's how I'm approaching my work in the Senate, too. I focus on the priorities and tune out the noise. So if it's good for Arizona, I'll work with anyone from any party to get it done. That's how we expanded healthcare benefits for veterans. It's how we secured more funding for border security. And it's how we passed a law to create thousands of new, high-paying manufacturing jobs here in Arizona. No red priorities or blue priorities. These are Arizona priorities. My mission in the Senate has been the same since day one: work as a team to get things done for Arizonans. There's still more work to do, but I'm proud to say that we're on our way together. I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
At the Home Depot, we have Black Friday savings all through November. And with that comes a joyful holiday bustle that we just love to hear. Although we also love the sound that comes after the holidays, when people put their new tools to use. In fact, we love it so much. When you buy select Milwaukee M18 kits, you'll get an extra tool for free. So after you're done filling the air with holiday magic, you can fill it with the sounds of doing. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Eating, working, living pain-free. These are a few of the things many of us take for granted. Yet for many United States military veterans, finding and affording oral health care is a challenge many of us don't think about. Dental Lifeline Network is looking for dentists who can change this. DLN is asking dentists and their teams to volunteer to see one veteran with special needs one time per year. Visit willyouseeonevet.org to learn more. That's willyouseeonevet.org.
I'm Matt Damon. I'm Zachary Levi.
I'm Uzo Aduba.
Join Major League Baseball and Stand Up to Cancer as we stand in honor of all loved ones affected by this disease.
Visit standuptocancer.org/MLB.
Stand up with us.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. It's time for the third hour.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, this is the 5 o'clock hour of the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside a laughing Randy White, hoping to find out why. You got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. What the hell's got going on with you there, Randy?
I mean, did you hear that?
No, what?
Third hour.
Oh, was that slowed down?
Oh, I didn't catch that.
I was busy trying to not die of a stroke over here, so I was not paying that close attention.
That's the most fun I've had in a while.
So it was the third
It was the third
hour. that ain't supposed to happen. I mean, it's not even a timed break, so I'll have to go back and take a look at that. All right. So Fish Tank says, I saw a stat that Clip is 6-27-1 after trailing at halftime. Adjustments? Not so much. Yeah, he didn't make a whole lot of adjustments. And his skinny jeans are so tight that he couldn't possibly make an adjustment if he wanted to, if you know what I mean. Big George says, is it just me or that hour 3 intro seemed a bit slowed down there? I'll have to go back
and listen to that recording there.
Yeah, just check that out. Let's see here. Kiss the Cook says, wait, HBO had hard what for the Cardinals and Fluffers? What? I'm headed to the gym now, and maybe years have passed, but I can hit you once for that experience. What? I don't understand the last part. Nobody wants to be hit. For the record, all in favor of not getting hit by anyone, say aye. Aye. That's a unanimous, so please don't. Baker's Cocky Hen says, hey guys, the family got the COVID. I've been down since last Tuesday. Oh man, sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's still, you know, it's still out there.
And the new one really sucks apparently. So,
no,
it ain't great.
I haven't heard much about the new COVIDs because all I ever see is the same damn political ads on TV over and over and over again. I can't wait till this damn election's over. I don't care who gets in the office, to be honest. I just want this thing to end. He says, Browns beat the Bengals. I said that happened. Happy Monday. I cashed out that Hendon Hooker bet just in time, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Was it against the spread that said cash it out? I think so, yeah. So thanks to him.
I got to go. I'd have to scroll back and look at it, and this system's not letting me. But, wow, good for you, man. Booger Wolf says, oh, look. It's the Delingy Bird Show featuring Turd Hornet and the Steed. Your texts are getting more and more bizarre, man. Jiggy says, I've been saying fire Frank Reich for 2 years. Now, I didn't always agree with you on that, Jiggy, because he seemed like a nice guy. He seemed like they were doing a competent. Who knew it was Eberflus? Eberflus is the guy we should have kept around, not Frank Reich. That right there, you know what? Those two occurrences, I think that is a huge connection onto what happened to our Colts. Fifth letter says, could be worse. Could be like my 2-6 Raiders blowing leads after leads after leads. He says, go Trojans. We're going to talk about your Raiders here in a little bit. Licky Lips Johnson says, I give up on the Raiders unless we fire Josh McDaniels. What the hell is going on, Raiders? The Jet says, I think your hour 3 intro is having the hour 3 intro had a stroke. Not sure who this is, but they say that better can put some on the Saints so that either way he wins something. That seems awfully complicated for us, hedging bets, trying to do stuff like that. Let's see. Rest in peace, Frank Reich, says somebody. Gone not soon enough. Hello, gentlemen. Hello, person. I'm not sure who you are because your name hasn't shown up yet. Oh, by the way, the last person was Shooter McGavin. Hello, Shooter McGavin. All right. So one more thing on the Panthers before we move on and start talking about the rest of the games. Good news is coming if you're a Carolina Panthers fan. The Panthers have activated Sam the Bobblehead Darnold.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, well, it can't get much worse at quarterback.
That's what I'm saying. Baker Mayfield trying to come in, and I don't know if Sam Darnold do any better, but now at least you have some options, and get him to earn some of that $18.8 million is just sitting around in his bank account. Throw him out there, see what happens.
Sam Darnold has the ability to look good for a game or two, which when you're coming down the stretch of this season and you're just trying to win any games you can, Steve Wilks he's desperate. It's obvious he's desperate.
Yeah, a game was won. In fact, 2 games were won by the Carolina Panthers.
PJ Walker at quarterbacks. You got about as much out of that as you could. Maybe try Sam Darnold and see what he can give you.
Just saying. Let's see. Let's move on to the next one. This is one that we were asked to not talk about. By the way, that was Good Cat earlier. We were asked not to talk about the Packers game by a Packers fan. And listen, I understand, but we talk about our misery, so we're going to talk about yours. Aaron Rodgers, 3 interceptions. Now, I didn't see that game because, Detroit and Packers. Did anybody else catch any of that game? Were the interceptions Aaron Rodgers' fault or receiver's fault? Was it bobbled ball? Was it badly thrown ball?
Well, it's the last couple of games I've noticed the defensive line have been getting in the throwing lanes for Aaron Rodgers, and they keep batting the ball up. So I think there were 2 of them that were batted up like that. And then another one that was just a poorly thrown ball.
Yeah, it was horrifically underthrown. It was kind of an off-platform throw. One of those was definitely on him. The deep one, I think, that got picked off, should have been caught. Receiver didn't come back to the football at all, and that's kind of it. But yeah, it's a combination of the 2. He had some throws that weren't good, and then he didn't get any help from his receivers, which has been the story of their entire season.
To make things worse for the Packers, bad enough you lost to the Lions. Right there. That's just a gut punch and a half. That's a gut punch and a nut squeeze. You know what I'm saying? That's just coming and going. And now Romeo Dubes, or you might know him as Dobbs, high ankle sprain. So it's not as bad as people thought it might be, but a high ankle sprain, that's going to be about, the rest of the season, probably 4 to 6 weeks at least.
I'm just wondering if the GM of the Green Bay Packers is looking at the box score today.
I think he's looking at packing his office in a box.
Because anytime you have David Bakhtiari's name under receiving stats, then you have a problem with your football team, don't you?
Mm-hmm. You are absolutely right. And you're probably looking at the end of Goody Kuntz here pretty soon.
Probably. And I thought that the Packers were going to beat the Lions because
even the Lions, it's a friggin' Lions,
they're
man.
The Lions, but specifically coming into this game, the Lions were on a historic pace to be one of the, if not the worst defense of all time in terms of yards allowed. I just would have thought that would have resulted in, if Aaron Rodgers is going against that defense, a Packers win. And it wasn't even close. That might have been one of the worst games of the weekend.
And I'm glad I didn't ever switch over to it. I kept glancing at it going, oh God, what is happening?
You got to about halftime and you came to the realization, I don't think the Packers are winning this game.
And it's a messed up score to 15-9.
Yeah.
That tells you something ain't right on either side of the ball.
Right.
Which one side has the excuse of having Jared Goff. I don't understand how the Packers could look that bad.
So, I don't know what this means. People are speculating, will Aaron Rodgers retire? Nah, because here's the thing. He ain't blaming himself. He's already sort of kind of half given up. He's not taking any of this seriously because he knows they didn't give me what I needed to do my job. So, you get what you get now. And he's probably just trying real hard not to get hurt.
Seemed like his body language changed after halftime. There was a throw that he tried to make that was, honestly, it would have been a good throw if the receiver could have just gotten his head around and come back to the football. Instead, it's an interception, and Aaron Rodgers yanks off his chin strap and just yells the F word just into the sky. And then after that was the calmest Aaron Rodgers. Like he just didn't have any more fire. That was it. That was the play that broke Aaron Rodgers.
That seemed to end the season for Aaron Rodgers right there.
I don't mind breaking Aaron Rodgers. I don't care for the man. So, I don't mind at all. I get a little bit of joy. In fact, so does Bob Schwersky, Bears fan. He's he sent something in Japanese. And at first I was thinking is like, well, I was kidding when I said that Donnie was sending stuff in Chinese. But yeah, he actually, no, he says, no, that's for me. I did. That's Japanese there for Go Lions. So happy about them boys. I can understand, Mr. Bears fan. I can understand that. Big George says, yeah, I watched some of that Lions-Packers game, and Aaron Rodgers does not look right. He seems to be on a downward trajectory. I think it's because he ate too much dirt when he was dating Shailene Woodley. Or more likely, he's just kind of given up because he doesn't have what he needs. I can't say that he's done and retire at, age for this yet. I feel like he's just given up. Not more than that. Kiss the Cook says, new NFL rule, coaches should not be allowed to wear skinny jeans during a televised game. Kingsbury's pants were so damn tight, every time he'd bend over, the penny in his back pocket would start choking. King of Kittens says, remember, tomorrow's election day, vote early, vote often, and then vote for King of Kittens because Bruce Jacobs kicks puppies. Paid for by Don Shula. Actually, no, write Randy and I into whatever you feel like writing us into. We'd sure appreciate your vote. I don't care for what. And also, we have both promised, our campaign promise is, if elected, we promise we will not run. Or, I mean, we'll not
serve. Yeah.
No, we will not serve. No. So I'm just kind of curious how many votes we might get this time around. We already have one.
Yeah, this has been something that's been going on for quite some time.
Mm-hmm. Just write us in. Anything you want. Just write us in. Fish Tank says, has anyone checked on Boogie? I wonder if he's sobered up yet. That's a good point. We have not heard from Boogie yet today.
That is a good point.
Nope, there he is 5 minutes ago. Boogie says, Lions are winning the Super Bowl. Woo! Look out, NFC.
Yeah.
Well, they have 2 wins now. So,
hey, well on their way.
And guess what? You won a game. We lost the game. We're catching up to you in the hunt for the picks. That's right. You just lost the number 1 pick by beating the Packers. There is no more Lions thing you could do than that. Than lose
you go,
by
Boogie.
Winning.
You go, Boogie. Go, Boogie.
I hope you and Dan Campbell run the table from here on out. Thank you. Boogie says, I picked the Lions. I knew they were winning. Get ready to watch a 10-game winning streak.
Boogie, you always pick the Lions.
Is there 10 games? Right? There's not 10 games left.
No.
Is there 10 games left? I don't think there's 10 games left. Oh wait, no.
Unless
there's 9 games. Is there 9 games left? No, there's not even that.
There's 7 games, 6 games left.
9 games left? I don't know.
Like
Our
there's
math
6
is not
6
really
games
solid, to be honest. Lost Toby says Baker Mayfield was never the same after he tore his labia. I know. That's what I said. I said back when he tore that labia, I said he's very bad.
Yeah.
A-Wings 22 says Jets. Well, we better say what that is because Donnie can't understand. It's Jets. That's what he just said.
Jets.
Yeah. Jagdog says, so Jeff Saturday's coaching record at Hebron Christian Academy was 20 and 16. Maybe he's a little overqualified for the Colts job, is he? Did he coach? Did he coach? What was is that Christian Academy? Was that high school, middle school?
I think that's high school.
Oh, I didn't know. So at least he has that. So he'll be giving the boys speeches about keeping a good distance. It's a Christian school. Now, remember, guys, at the dance later, make sure there's at least 2 fists between you and the girl you're dancing with.
That's probably should
the Hebron Christian Academy. He's going to be
giving
them all sorts of pep talks on things.
I don't think he's going to coach the guys to fist the girls at all.
No.
It's the Christian dance.
No, you put 2 foot like this, Randy. See, like this. You got 1 fist, 2 fists.
Okay.
And if they come in and put a fist in between you,
no.
It's not a threesome. It's just it's a good distance. That's what
I think. I may just have. I may be having a stroke right now myself.
Well, at least turn your camera off if you're going to do that. Good Cat says, breaking news: Frank Reich was fired because he wanted to bring Sam Donald and Baker Mayfield in for a tryout. Wow, that was very good Cat of you. Blissful Hayes says Hallucination Rogers doesn't give a damn about winning games anymore. He's making $45 million a year regardless of the outcome. He's the real winner here.
Yeah, but he's got too much pride. You know, it's the same thing with LeBron, where people say LeBron, the only thing he cares about is the record. I don't buy that because these guys, they've got their ear in social media, and they're always paying attention to what people are saying about them. They're always paying attention to what their legacy looks like, and they've just got too much pride to just quit. They're just aging.
Anybody who spends any amount of time on Twitter arguing with people is probably a real moron. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know that he was out there. You say Aaron Rodgers is out there arguing with people.
He's not arguing, but he clearly is always reading what's tweeted about him.
Oh, he's always reading it.
Yeah, he's always paying attention. He's not necessarily arguing. LeBron has on occasion, but not Aaron Rodgers. But still, the fact that he's always aware of what's being said about him tells me he cares. He cares what it looks like.
Hefty Lefty says Fitz is looking suave on Monday Night Countdown right now. Is Larry Fitzgerald on that show?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. You know, I've never had a chance to see it because every time we get done with this, they're already just about into the game time. Well, good for him. The Wiz says Aaron Rodgers to the Cardinals. Would you take that, Randy?
No.
Yeah, you would. I'd take him on the Colts. I would take him on the Colts right now.
For a year?
Right now?
Oh, not long-term contract. Yeah, I'd take him. I mean,
Not this season. Now, if it was the beginning of a season, yes.
Randy's chuckle says Rodgers will probably take his head coach with him to the Colts next year. Okay, I'll take that too.
I mean,
I don't mind.
Matt LaFleur's not bad.
Not arguing here. Boomer Sooner says fire Aaron Rodgers, fire Kime, fire Kingsbury. Okay, all right, calm down, buddy.
Wow.
Nondescript says flamethrower sputtering again out here at the extremities of the valley. Unless you guys are enjoying some accordion music there in studio. Well, as we go into winter time, we have to power down 1580 AM legally by FCC regulations, so they don't hear us in Nova Scotia.
Yeah, we blast furnace all the way across the East Coast.
But you can hear us, of course, on 99.3 FM or always at the app at 1580thefanatic.com or just through your phone. You don't even need the app. You just go to 1580thefanatic.com and click on the listen live, or you can do that through your computer. So there's plenty of ways you can still enjoy the show.
All of the morning, London, Europe football games, I listen to those on the app because I don't want to get out of bed for them. And you know what? It's very easy. If you're a lazy person, just go ahead and just get the app. It plays as soon as you open it. You can pause it whenever you like. You can go back. It's nice.
Yeah, they fixed the problem where it would just turn on all by itself. This is a true story. About 5 years ago, when we first started the station, the app was maybe a little bit unstable. And we had a listener at a funeral, and all of a sudden the Daily Blender started blaring out of the phone in their pocket. And that happened several times. And I don't know why that person just turned the volume down. I guess they were just so startled. They're like, click. They didn't turn down. But this guy stood there at a funeral 5 times. All of a sudden the show is blaring out at a funeral.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I cannot think of a show that would make a funeral better, honestly, than the Daily Blender.
Yeah, this is the show. No other show can make a funeral better than this show could. Big George says, Jeffrey, you've got my vote for mine inspector. All right, that's cool. Booger Wolf says, there's this dude that called himself a Bassinonian and warrior queen that lives here in the valley. I bet that guy is the corner of his shower crying like the guy in Crying Game for the Cardinals right now.
Talk about Ron Wolfley.
What's a Bassinonian?
He calls himself a Bassinonian.
Oh, Bassinonian.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I don't know. Ron's a nice guy. I don't know why everybody wants to pick on Ron.
I like him. I got no problem. I just don't understand what the hell that means. Wait, he calls himself a warrior queen?
Calls himself a Bassinonian. His wife is a warrior queen. He lives in a compound with the warrior kids. He's a football guy. He's a football guy.
Yeah,
It's just Ron's. That's Ron's saying. I understand he's a very, very nice man. I don't know why he would be in the corner. I don't think Ron Wolfley is cowering in the corner of his shower with a stream of hot water pouring on him, cowering like a child because the Cardinals are 3-6. I don't think that's happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what your problem is, Booger Wolf. Joe the Show says, did you guys see where he slammed the phone into place when it fell off? Then he calmly put it back, Aaron Rodgers. He's a taken from a guy who dropped fields for D-bag Aaron Rodgers. They were all his fault. Every one of those interceptions. I think you might be a little bit too emotionally invested.
Yeah, possibly.
He says, working in the financial industry, I've learned that the 3 C's help build financial success and bring happiness. On the Daily Blender, I've learned that the Commanders, Colts, and Cardinals suck ass and bring heartache. Go Colts, though. Boogie says, listen, man, 1 game. They just won. All right. Then 9 more. That's 11 wins, man. I'm telling you what, we're biting off kneecaps and doing 10,000 up and downs, feeding Goff Lace Starbucks and Popeye spinach, man. This is what it is, man. This is what it's all about, man.
Let's go, Boogie.
Yeah, that's Dan Campbell. You guys listen, man. No, that Dan Campbell sounds like the angriest hippie on the planet Earth. It's great.
I wonder if he was going Hulkster, like, oh, listen here, brother. In 1 game and in 9 games.
I mean, I don't know how much of that Detroit Lions you watch. Dan Campbell is about half a step away from being Hulk Hogan. I mean, the way he talks, you can't believe a person actually talks like that.
Then you start to wonder, Dan Campbell, a lot of talk.
Guys, all motivational slogans.
And no coaching talent. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and keep it going. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update for Arizona's new home for sports, The Fanatic. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA tonight, the Suns going on the road to face the Sixers. Phoenix at 7-2 on the season. They're a 2-point favorite in Philadelphia. 215 is your over-under. The Houston Astros are World Series champions for the second time in 5 years, beating the Phillies in 6 games, already looking ahead to next year. And once again, the Dodgers are the early favorite to win the World Series at plus 500. Astros again there behind them at plus 650, followed by the Braves and Yankees at plus 800 and the Mets at plus 900. Red Hot winning picks at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. Save 75% on any best bet package with the promo code ACTION75. That's ACTION75 at experts.winnersandwhiners.com. For vsin.com, I'm Trey Westerberg on Arizona's sports betting station.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from The Main Event, here to tell you about Access Property Advisors. When I need to buy or sell properties or get them rented out, Access Property Advisors gets me the best sales price or lease terms to make my rental properties profitable. Jason Sellers has an impressive team of professionals at Access Property Advisors, experts in just about anything you can need with real estate. So whether you want to find the home of your dreams, sell your home, or manage your rental property, do what I do and give Access Property Advisors a call at 602-614-5590. That's 602-614-5590, or visit accesspropertyadvisors.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Did you know that Constructors Bonding has been Arizona's leader in surety management for over 40 years? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than anyone, anywhere. Contractors, developers, attorneys, car dealers, and hundreds of other industries turn to Constructors Bonding for their bond solutions. Call me personally at 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution for better bonding.
It's college football time. The Big Ten, the SEC, the ACC, the Pac-12, the Big 12, the biggest conferences. Now the side of the 20, the 10, the 5, touchdown. The big matchups, the fight for national rankings, the bitter rivalries. We have the biggest games. Get your college game on. Your home for football. 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and in typical Daily Blender fashion, we had an hour and a half extra, and we still haven't even gotten through half of the games on Sunday yet.
It's just it's a basically the show doubled, so we just felt like we had a little bit more time, and
we had nothing to do with it. It's the super fans of the Fourth Dimension, the people who are texting in at 888-368-1580. They just sense the void and they fill it, which is great. That's what the show is all about. So thank you, everybody, for being with us. Where were we? Well, that's right. We were onto the Jets. That's right. We had just talked about the Packers and the Lions. By the way, there is some breaking news that you should know in case we run out of time. One, Josh Allen is being evaluated for ulnar collateral ligament injury.
Oh, no.
which means now he's not going to get that loan because if he doesn't have the collateral, there's no way they're going to give him a loan for that car.
Jeffrey, no.
No, I didn't say he's going to be approved. I mean,
No,
maybe
no,
he
no,
goes
no.
to a
He has-
check cashing
Jeffrey
place.
has nothing to do with finances. It has something to do with his knee.
I know a little something about collateral.
I
okay?
know that. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Mm-hmm.
So it's not. It can't be his knee.
It's
It's got to be in his arm.
No,
he was holding his arm, not his knee when he said.
Oh well, then maybe it is.
I think that's his elbow or something.
Well, you've got all sorts of ligaments all over your joints and extremities.
He's
so-
lost his lease. Everything must go.
No, it has nothing to do with a lease.
How long does it take if you happen to have a broken ulnar collateral ligament?
Oh, you're done.
You don't even know where it is. Is it the leg or the arm? What
Yes,
do you mean done?
It's both. You're done. If it is ruptured, you're done.
I wonder if it's because he threw a 69-yard pass and blew his arm out.
No,
because that's what he did. His
So
last
it-
pass he threw, I guess, to Gabe Davis, the farthest pass thrown in the NFL in the last 6 seasons, just nearly a 70-yard pass. Shame he didn't get it there. Shame the guy didn't catch it.
UCL of the elbow, if it is the elbow, injuries of the UCL of the elbow is most often caused by repeated stress from overheated movement.
So that was the throw.
Overhead movement, sorry, and which is most common in sports.
So what you're just saying is that what I just said. He blew his arm out throwing a
Well,
long ass pass.
if he has a tear, he's done. He'll have to have surgery. He'll have to have the I believe that's the Tommy John surgery.
Oh, that means when he comes back, he'll be like that kid from that rookie. His arm just throws it.
Not sure that's true. No.
That always happens.
Well,
in
there's
baseball.
sometimes the ligament that they use, or the replacement ligament that they use, is stronger than the original ligament. So that does happen sometimes.
So what happens is in this surgery is they're able to take a ligament from the body of somebody who was killed for not ordering their Subway fast enough.
It's
because if you don't know what you want when you go in the sub, you take your life in your own hands, and you could end up donating your UCL to some athlete, and it's really on you. So know your order when you get in there.
There's no truth to that statement, but it's a very factual request. Know your damn order when you get in line. Yeah.
But no, they take the ligament from somewhere in your own body.
Yeah. You just got to have your own DNA.
So you're saying is Josh Allen doesn't know what his order is when he walks the subway? That makes sense. He seems like he might be indecisive.
No, that's not it at all. That means that he has somehow injured the UCL in his elbow, and he has to have ligament taken from somewhere else in his body, and then patched in.
You get to choose where it's coming from?
I don't believe so. I think they will take the most viable situation.
Say, make sure you don't take anything out of your penis for that. Because
No,
if you're
I
playing
don't-
in cold weather, you're not going to be able to throw
believe
anything.
You have a UCL in your penis.
Speak for yourself, buddy.
It's probably just going to come from the other elbow, would
Mhm.
be my guess.
Yeah.
Well, then that elbow's not
They
going to
shave.
work.
Well, yeah, but
what
he
they
doesn't
do is
throw with that elbow.
they shave it off, and then they
shave my
mesh it in.
penis?
No, the
Oh.
UCL, they shave it and they take that material in, and then they patch it in, and then it grows.
How long does that take to grow?
A long time.
Which is why Randy said he'd be done for the year.
Is it wrong that I'd kind of like to watch that in like a
Well, I'm sure there's something on YouTube. You can watch a UCL procedure on YouTube.
Good Cat says Rodgers will end up at the Lions so he can kick the Packers' ass twice a year.
Maybe.
That actually sounds like an Aaron Rodgers kind of thing, doesn't
Or
it?
the Bears, since he already owns the Bears.
True, he does own them. Penisher says Packers season is the sequel to Breaking Bad. It's called Breaking Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, he does seem like he's mentally getting a little bit busted up there, doesn't he?
Yeah, and at first it sounded like he had a little bit of like, okay, these young guys, they've just got to get it, all of this stuff, and now it's to the point where it's like these guys are not fixable. That's and when Romeo Dubes went down, that was his best receiver.
Dubes,
in terms of consistently catching the football and making plays afterwards. Now that was the best guy. I thought it would be Lazard this year. Lazard's been kind of banged up, so it hasn't really been him. Romeo Dubes has been kind of cool, but once he went down, I mean, the offense went
Aaron
from bad
Rodgers
to worse.
needs to fake an injury. He needs to go out there for one pass and go, my hamstring, and then just enjoy the rest of your day. Let Love out. Love's still around, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Let him go out there and try.
Love will find a way.
Lost Toby says we could do a remote at his funeral. We've been invited to do that. We were invited to do that at George's. And we're going to pass on that. King of Kitten says the valley is a basin, like a sink. I know. I just wasn't quite sure but what the word meant. Now I get it.
Basinonians.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Boogie says technically Phoenix is a basin. It's not a valley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have convinced me. Welcome to the basin of the sun. Beer Bob says, really? 1580, the Fanatic is unstable? How can you say that about a company with Bruce, Dale, and the great Randy White? Unstable? Nah.
Not
That
us.
sounds like sarcasm a little bit, to be honest. Dr. Danger says the Rams need to fire their de-uncoordinator Raheem. That was the worst defensive stand at the end of a game since Custard looked at his troops and said, don't worry, guys, we got this. Oh, Dr. Danger, we've seen worse, but I hear you, man. The Wiz says mortgages cost an arm and a leg these days, he'll need that collateral. So think twice before you give it up.
No.
Let's see. The UCL is what is repaired with the Tommy John surgery, says this unnamed texter here.
Mm-hmm.
So 3583. Let me know if you're a new texter or if our system is just still lagging horribly. Scratch Me Because says, did you talk about Mattress Mac winning gazillion dollars? Oh, yeah, we did that at the beginning of the show, man. Fubar 1000 says, wait, is Bruce Jacobs having 50 orgasms an hour because the Jets are having a winning season? No, Bruce Jacobs has been
50
very
orgasms an
calm and level-headed and not boastful. And, it's almost like he forgot that he was a fan of the Jets. So, yeah, no, he's
this is
completely level-headed.
Live audio from this morning, I think. We're talking about the Jets, I'm pretty sure.
No, I thought that was just Bruce trying to learn how to communicate with Dale. Bob Schwersky says, hey, if I financed it, would you guys be up for a remote broadcast from the State Farm Stadium, Soldier Field, Lucas Oil, and FedEx Field for the four of us in the fourth dimension there? Yeah, if you finance it. Yeah. Here's our little thing you hear whispered from Radio Ron's office. If you pay us, we will come. That's just the truth. I mean, if you're looking to win the lottery, we'll be there, my friend. Big George says Jeffrey's right about the subway thing. I know, man. I could probably run for presidential office just on that platform. Know your damn order. Booger Wolf. I don't know if I want to read this. I'm not reading that. Hefty Lefty says, I prefer my replacement ligaments from horses, before they hit the glue factory. Can they do that?
No. It has to be your DNA. So it has to come from you.
Because they don't take the whole thing. They shave the ligament and then they patch it in where the tear is and it grows around the tear. That's the procedure. That's what the procedure is.
No, the system being slow and activating 8916 says it's Christmas time for my penis. I don't know why.
The context is completely gone.
Christmas time for my penis.
No, it's bad enough. Mariah Carey has been ready to jump all of us. I don't need to hear that yet. Boy, now you made me forget what I was reading. King Kitten says, what time's the football pregame on? And
it's already on.
Oh, we're not doing the pregame over on Money Radio. Actually, the actual broadcast starts with the kickoff at 6 p.m. I guess that's my bad. I really screwed the sheet up this week.
25 minutes from now.
Yeah. So you might as well just stay here. And for some reason, 0349 says anatomy. Yeah, is that your texture nickname or?
I mean, it is part of your anatomy, but I don't know how Christmas got involved.
Yeah. Okay. So the Jets beat the Bills. Can you believe it?
Yes, I can.
I can, but only because I watched the game. And
I refuse to believe the Jets are for real.
I think their defense has made huge strides this year. And I think that's been something that has been very lacking in New York and New Jersey for the Giants or for the Jets. I think they've had opportunities to have an offense, but they had no defense whatsoever. This year, their defense actually keeps them in games and actually makes some things happen so their offense can capitalize. So, yeah, I believe it. And I think the Bills were riding pretty high, man. They may have overlooked this game a little bit.
Maybe, because Josh Allen, I didn't recognize the version of Josh Allen that was out there. That was the bad Josh Allen. That was like year 1, year 2 Josh Allen, when it looked like, okay, maybe this guy's never going to be an accurate passer and all that stuff. He had a play early in the game, that first drive, I think. He's rolling out on a screen and just throws an interception. And I've seen that play about a billion times now. I don't know where the hell he was looking to throw the football. I haven't seen him make decisions this bad since he was a rookie.
Oh, it was Nurse Scratchit, by the way, who said anatomy. Nurse Scratchit also says, can we change that phrase Murphy's Law to Murray's Law?
Murray's Law.
Whatever can go wrong will go wrong.
Oh, Kyler.
That fumble was kind of pretty much proof of that. Yeah.
Maybe. She says, I wanted you to know I was proud of you guys educating yourselves on anatomy. So there you go. I still don't know that we have.
Thank you.
Scratch it, but
not fully.
We're not real doctors. We just play them on radio.
We really don't even do that. Lakey Lips Johnson says, when I see Josh Allen play, I think to myself, man, why can't Carr scramble out of the pocket like that?
Because he's not Josh Allen.
Because Josh Allen is basically just what if we just reinvented Cam Newton? Just he's that. There's like him and Justin Fields. Those are the two guys that are built like that, and no one else is really built like that.
So Hefty Lefty says this Bills loss to the Jets looks better than their loss to the Jags last year, at least. It's a good point. No, I got to give you that.
For the love of God, can we stop throwing the football at Sauce Gardner? I think we have figured it out. He's not letting anything go over there. Stop throwing the ball over there.
Just, learn his number.
It's one.
The person who said it's Christmas time for my penis, that's a new texter here on the text line, says their name is Primetime Dion.
Huh.
What area code is 707? This might actually be Deion Sanders.
Could be.
Somebody check the area code of 707. This person says, I'm still alive, but the Packers' hopes of any postseason dead.
707 is Santa Rosa, California.
Huh.
He says, wine country. Okay. Okay. Hefty Lefty says, Keon, your favorite celebrity Texas fan with a drawl is joining the bid to buy the Commandos with Jay-Z and Bezos. What a combo.
Oh, Matt McConaughey.
Is he really?
I'm at this point, everybody's trying to pile on and see if they can become a minority owner there. So I think we're just waiting on Dale Earnhardt Jr. now.
Yeah, I'm just too rich to be a minority owner. So
that's right. Dale Earnhardt Jr. would probably jump in on this.
Fish Tank says, who do you trust the most? Seahawks, Giants, Jets. They're all supposed to suck, but here we are.
Wow.
I'm going to say Seahawks.
Question.
I'm sorry to do that to you, Randy, but the Giants, you always have this inkling of any minute now. The Jets, I got to say Seahawks. Well, even then, it's not like this. Oh, what do you guys say? I say kind of feel okay with Seahawks.
I mean, for me, the way the Seahawks have been playing has just been astronomical. I can't understand why this team is playing so good. So I'd have to go with you on that one, Jeffrey. I'd have to say Sea Chickens.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to join you. Just look at who they've played.
Stop copying me.
I know.
I'm telling Mom.
I tried to find a reason to make it Jets, but I looked at the Jets schedule, and it's just like they've beaten 6 teams, but the Bills are like the good team that they've beaten. They've beaten a lot of really bad teams too.
Yeah, which, the Jets got thumped by the Patriots earlier this year. So
yeah,
that was an ugly loss.
Zach Wilson looked about as bad as he's looked in his entire NFL career so far.
Oh, by the way, earlier, Rough Rob. Boy, we haven't heard from you in a few days. Actually, we haven't heard from all right, we're going to take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish up quickly the rest of the games we have left, and then we're done. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
As a kids, we all loved hopping on our bikes and hitting the road.
I'll be back for dinner. See ya.
Well, bikes just got reinvented for us big kids. If you haven't tried an electric bike, you have no idea what you're missing. Hit the road, the trails, or the beach by pedaling or not pedaling.
It's like being a kid all over again.
Why not start with the best? Hemingway e-bikes are the best fat tire electric bikes sold. Since 2017, Hemingway is known for durability, price, safety, and fun. Hemingway is the long-range e-bike expert experts, taking you faster and farther on a single charge. Hemingway sells direct to the consumer, ships right to your home, and has over 2,000 five-star reviews. Choose from 7 models, all with an unprecedented 2-year warranty. Find out why over 50,000 customers called Hemingway the best e-bike there is. Go to HemingwayEbike.com. That's HIMIWAY ebike.com. Use promo code FANATIC and save $150. Go to HemingwayEbike.com.
This is Senator Mark Kelly. Serving as a combat pilot in the Navy taught me a lot about teamwork. You can't land a jet on an aircraft carrier without a team. It takes everyone focused on the mission. That's how I'm approaching my work in the Senate, too. I focus on the priorities and tune out the noise. So if it's good for Arizona, I'll work with anyone from any party to get it done. That's how we expanded healthcare benefits for veterans. It's how we secured more funding for border security. And it's how we passed a law to create thousands of new, high-paying manufacturing jobs here in Arizona. No red priorities or blue priorities. These are Arizona priorities. My mission in the Senate has been the same since day one: work as a team to get things done for Arizonans. There's still more work to do, but I'm proud to say that we're on our way together. I'm Mark Kelly, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mark Kelly for Senate.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Shane O'Grady, founder of Life Changer Loan, and for years I've been sharing how our mortgage has been changing lives. With all 5-star ratings on Google and an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, maybe it's time you find out what all the fuss is about. Our average client saves over $250,000 in interest compared to their traditional loan, while not changing a dime of their spending habit. It's not magic, it's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MD1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blake Reed?
I already did.
We're on air now, aren't we? Oh, okay.
Are we on the air now?
I guess we're on the air because when I was having my blood pressure taken, I didn't know if you told everybody about your promo code.
No, that's my bad. I should let you know when you came back, but
promo code Randy1580 for FanDuel. That's still kicking ass, right?
Oh, he's kicking ass and taking names. You know.
All right. Just checking.
And we talked about tonight's big game. We talked about taking Lamar Jackson, and we talked.
Of course,
about,
you do.
Listen, get the opportunities, make the extra coin. And Christmas is on the way, by the way.
Yeah.
Make that extra coin so you can buy us some nifty gifts.
You can take a little and turn it into a lot, and that'd be cool. And if you lose, well, you haven't ruined Christmas by betting a little to win a lot.
Yeah.
But then if you win a lot, you've saved Christmas.
Yeah. See that?
If you're irresponsible and you spend a lot and you lose all of it, then call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. So there you go. That's the whole formula right there.
Pretty much it right there.
Don't be careful with your money this time of year. That's all I'm saying.
Spot on.
Boogie says, hey, primetime Dion, want to coach the Colts next year? Well, Dion says he's probably a good coach. So, yeah. And by the way, he gave us a song recommendation by the Vandals called Christmas Time for My Penis. I'll take a listen to that later tonight. Maybe it'll replace this thing he plays all the damn time, even though I told him not to.
He is only playing it in reference to people bringing up Christmas already.
Yeah, not
what you're talking about.
Blissful Hayes says Murray's fumble yesterday was a result of Kyler having child-sized hands. Little guy can't hold on to the ball.
And also, every coach will tell you that the way Kyler was holding the ball, I don't care how big your hands are.
Bring it in.
he was holding it out there like a loaf of bread. That's exactly what happens when you do that.
Well, I mean, I guess once you have arrived, when you get $238 million, you have arrived and can carry the football, and basics of football just go out the damn window. You can do whatever you want because, well, you're a superstar.
Yep. So the Cardinals have a quarterback who's just dropping the ball. The Jets have a quarterback who might have killed the Skycam. What that Skycam broke, was that because it got hit by a ball or it just broke on its own?
I think it just broke on its own, but I actually had just tuned into that game when they were, delaying the game to fix it. So I don't know exactly what happened.
Always wondered when something like that would happen. You see those things zing around, like someday one of those is going to snap and take out a player. And I'm going to laugh because I don't think it'll kill him, but it'd be funny.
Well, I will tell you this. It happened several years ago during a NASCAR race and took out 2 cars that were on the track because the line was run across the track and they were going under it and it was going fast. Cool shot and everything. But the line broke and it took out 2 cars out of a competition.
Was everybody okay?
Yeah, everybody was fine. Tore the hell out of the cars. Tore the
as
hell
long
out
as
of
nobody was hurt, it's funny.
And since that point, NASCAR won't let it back on the track. So
don't blame. There's
Smart.
a difference
That's
between
smart.
guys running around the field at a top speed of 20 or so miles an hour, plus or minus Derrick Henry or Tyreek Hill or something. But 200 miles an hour in a cable hits.
A little different.
Yeah, it's a lot different. Bob Schwersky says, hey, yeah, that's right. So here's the deal. After tonight's Powerball, I'm buying the Packers and I'm going to rebrand them as the Bears too. That's right. I'll own Aaron Rodgers. And then I'll ship them to the Colts just for you, Jeffrey.
Nice. Is the lotto tonight?
I don't know.
Is it Wednesday already?
If you win the Powerball and buy a team, well, then you're going to hire us for a lot of damn money to come make it more interesting for you.
Yeah.
So we will leave this radio job. And again, the same coaching team right here. I'll be the head coach. Randy will be the defensive coordinator. Keon, the offensive coordinator. And watch us either win all the games or lose all the games. There's probably in either direction. Funny. It'll be entertaining to watch no matter. People will love that team if you hire us as your coaching staff. Well, are you going to buy the Bears too, or just the Packers and have fun with it? Because then we'll make it the comical. You call us the Bad News Bears. There you go.
There you go. So you got the Bears, and then you can rename the Packers the Bad News Bears.
Right. We'll be the Bad News Bears. Hefty Lefty says, I can see it now for the Commanders. Bezos arrives to the game in his spaceship, Jay-Z in his Maybach, and McConaughey in his, let me see here. Lincoln Nautilus now. Yes. There you go.
Nautilus? Yeah. Okay. I mean, he updates the Lincoln so often. Who can tell?
King of Kitten says, going in tomorrow, the election ticket of Rando and Jeffco has been declared. Too close to call. Stay tuned, folks. Beer me, Randy. I got Baltimore tonight. I think we all have Baltimore tonight. Some weird stuff. As long this ain't a UFC match, there ain't gonna be no betting irregularities on this one. It's pretty well figured out. The Jaguars beat the Raiders. Okay, the laughter was about Josh McDaniels, but I do feel bad for all you Raider fans out there. What is broken with the Raiders in 30 seconds or less? What is broken with the Raiders? Is it the coach?
Man,
is it just the staff? Is it the players?
I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. It's got to be. It's just got to be new coach, new regime. This team had to kind of bond together last year with all the adversity they faced, and now it's a new coaching regime, a new feel to the game. I think it's going to take if they keep him on long enough, it's going to take McDaniels several years to get this team headed in the right direction.
I mean, to get headed in the right direction, like he did the Denver Broncos, right?
Well,
but the
thing is, he did win a playoff game with the Broncos,
and with Tim Tebow as his quarterback of all people. But anyway, I don't.
He sucks.
I don't know if you're a Raiders fan if you're happy with that answer necessarily, because this team was not so far off track last year. So I don't think that necessarily Raider Nation wants to wait for that to happen when they felt like their team was just a few pieces away from being really competitive.
I get it.
You
but
lost the 2-6 bowl.
Yeah, but I get it. But the team was built a certain way to play a certain way, and McDaniels doesn't play that way. He doesn't coach that way. See what I mean? That's why I say it's going to take some time to read.
I mean, I'm just like, what do you do? Because it's not like there was untalented people there. I mean, obviously the running game could be better. I've never been the biggest fan of Josh Jacobs, but he's been good this year, like decent. And then you look at what they've got at wide receiver. Obviously, Devontae Adams, but like Hunter Renfrow, I don't like the way they're using him. I just think that if you have a guy that's that good in the slot and can kill people like that underneath, you should really take advantage of that and run more of the game through him. Not entirely, but more of it. And Josh McDaniels just does not do that. And I cannot tell you why. And then the defense has been disappointing too, because last year that defense was a defense that played, I think, with a lot more passion and pride. And I am not seeing it this year.
I appreciate all the considerate thought processes there, except for you're wrong. Josh McDaniels sucks. That's all we need to know. Moving on. The Chargers were able to beat the Falcons there, and that was interesting. We didn't learn anything from it. It was nice to see the Chargers come back and win a game and see Herbert maybe play a little bit better. But really, we learned nothing from this game. 20-17 was the score on that. Nice to see Cordell Patterson back, but still doesn't mean whatever was broken was fixed. Doesn't mean whatever was fixed is broken. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't learn anything from this. So Chargers are going to be playing the 49ers next week, so that'll be interesting. And then the Falcons play the Panthers. Well, that'll be a win. So we'll start to learn more in the games to come, but we learned nothing about the Chargers from this. But just like I said, nice to see him get a win.
Though I did tune in just in time to see the Falcons fumble the football, or sorry, the Chargers fumble the football, only to have it recovered by the Falcons, who then fumbled to have it recovered by the Chargers. I tuned away from the game at that point.
You can't. It's not like you're teaching a defensive guy who's like, I got a ball, like, ball control. Like Kyler Murray should know better. This guy, it's not his job. Maybe they should have like a course on it once a year.
But nobody touched him.
Yeah, that was a little bit hard to watch.
Nobody touched him. If somebody knocks it out of your hands, okay, sure. He just dropped it.
So how about Tom Brady finally figuring out, or his team, I guess, figuring out 35 seconds left of a game. Hey, this is what we used to do. Let's do this again. Oh, yeah, okay. In that hurry up kind of thing, receivers who've been dropping passes all night started catching them. They were sharp and concise. 35 seconds, Tom Brady, again, proved the point that I had made last week. Tom Brady is not done. His team around him was just failing him. And whatever happened, boy, Mike Evans was a mess yesterday. Whatever was going on clicked finally there at the end of the game. So that at least gives him something to hold on to and build on going into the next week.
Yeah.
But just, as you watch that score just sort of lay there, kind of, you know what I mean? I was like, I even told my wife, I'm like, doesn't matter how much time is left on the clock. That is not insurmountable. Brady can do this. He just needs one good series, and holy crap, it happened.
Maybe Brady and the Bucs should play hurry up offense all the time. And my other observation is there is something wrong with the Los Angeles Rams.
Yes, there definitely is.
And what a waste of a monster Cooper Kupp performance.
Well, no, it's not all the waste. I have him in fantasy football.
Well, okay, I'm glad for you then. I'm
the win.
Specifically happy for Blender Baller, but for the Rams themselves, they ought to be kicking themselves, because when your wide receiver goes for 127 yards and a touchdown, you ought to win that football game.
So where is the problem with the Rams? We're running out of time. So is it the defense or the offense? Where's the problem on the Rams?
I mean, offense, and I think there's something wrong with Matthew Stafford. I think he's injured more than they're letting on.
Well, Sean McVay has said everything is on the table to try to get this thing on the right track, and I wonder if that means some time off for Matthew Stafford. Problem is, who's behind him?
John Wolford.
Exactly. So I would doubt he'll be benched, but maybe he might have to be for a little bit. And then, of course, Tom Brady is very happy. Nice to see him. And a lot of people are saying now that he's starting to kind of pull away from the divorce, pull away from all the other stuff, maybe he'll start to do better. Well, I don't know if that's really right to see one good possession as, hey, he's over the hump. I don't know about that yet. And then last night, again, another one of those things where close score, everything is, Patrick Mahomes just made it happen in overtime there. Kind of some ugly football though, huh?
It was an ugly game all around. Yeah,
it was incredibly ugly. And honestly, that's how the Titans prefer games to be. They struggle, and so like they make it ugly, and then they let Derrick Henry score them whatever points they need, and then they just stop you.
Nurse Scratchit says Rams look like the Lambs injuries, man.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says Broncos have gone 2 weeks in a row without losing. Jerry Jeudy still dropped the pass, though, here on the bye week. Bite My Kebab says, yeah, we did learn something from the Chargers game. We learned that Dicker the kicker, Dicker the kicker won the game.
Cameron Dicker.
Dicker is indeed a kicker. Big Risk says the Powerball will pay about $900 million after taxes if you take annuity and the lump sum. He's trying to give us the math to where you can't afford to buy an NFL team. What a buzzkill on that one. All right, guys. That is, oh, crap. Sorry, Big George. We didn't do your history because Mondays we usually do at the beginning.
We'll
My
do it
bad.
twice tomorrow.
We'll get you tomorrow, buddy. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. See you tomorrow.
At the Home Depot, we have Black Friday savings all through November. And with that comes a joyful holiday bustle that we just love to hear.